Welcome to the Electronic Gaming Mostly podcast with the Night Terror and friends.
And friends.
We've been away for a while.
It's Friends Gabbler, and then over here, go ahead and introduce yourself, other friend. Hey, I like little kids. My name's Monty. Hey.
No, he's AFK at the moment. It's his birthday, so he's. This is how crazy this is.
To do shit with people.
Yeah, other people are telling him what he can and can't do on his birthday of all days. This is a 34-year-old, I'm assuming, man, but it's your birthday. Tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, me and my wife have an understanding that when it's my birthday, I do whatever the fuck I want. Okay,
I do mostly whatever the fuck I want anyway because I'm an adult, but I don't feel guilty about it on my birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've been away for a while. The first week there was nothing to talk about, and then I had to go out of town.
We just don't dig enough.
The weekend after the most recent podcast.
It's just shit we don't play or do. You know, we're not like these game review guys that like get copies of games in the mail and can talk about every single little fucking thing that comes through.
Yeah, I mean, can only talk about what we play, and right now it's Destiny.
All we can give you is what we play and reactions to news, right? If some guy dies, we can give you some reaction to that. What we think about that person, probably going to be positive. I don't see us shitting on somebody.
Well, we can do the rapid fire news. I got my Razer Death Adder.
It's not news.
Oh, that's news for me.
Is not okay. Well, I bought an air conditioning. I bought an air conditioning unit.
Well, I mean, let's keep it gaming related. No, because
it's got. Well, it is gaming related because now I can stream because my room's not fucking sweltering hot anymore.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. You tied
There's a
it
tube
back.
running out my window. I'm worried that a bird will try to nest in it, so I bought some screen mesh material that's made out of metal, and I'm gonna try to MacGyver that shit sometime today or tomorrow. And so far it's great. It's great. It's a Amazon brand. I don't know what brand. It's made in China.
Yeah, Amazon.
I don't know what the name of the brand is, but it's one of those Amazon ones that works with like
Amazon Basics.
Wi-Fi. It's called Rollybot, and it's pretty goddamn good. It's cold. I've had it for 2 days, so we'll see how it
lasts. I still think you should have just taken a fucking bucket and put some dry ice in it and called it a day.
Yeah, well, that kills you. So.
Well, he's dead.
All
right, well, my mouse story, because, I've gone through many mice in the last... Or mouses? Is it mouses when it's electronic?
I don't fucking know.
I've gone through quite a few. I had some Rockcat shit, some Corsair
we're allowed
shit.
To make up whatever we want because that's how the language works, right? Like, there's nothing before.
Well, can I finish my very short story before you go on a tangent? Okay, totally. I've had mixed experiences with shitty hardware and or shitty software, and I've always kind of like Razer's always been like pretty good, but there's always another one that just kind of edges it out. The most recent one was the Logitech MX518 or something. It was like the revamp of the really old mouse, and I liked it back in the day, and I like it now, but after long periods of time, I don't know, something about Logic mice make my fucking hand hurt after extended periods. So I still got it as a backup, but I went with the Razer, and it automatically installed Synapse 3, which is their driver software.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Well, listen, Monty goes all on about the Razer Synapse stuff. I have a Black Widow keyboard, and I have a Razer Death Adder. I have Razer Synapse on my computer. I have yet to disable the thing where it starts up at startup. So every time I start my computer up, I just have to close it or minimize it. I don't have any problems with it. Now, granted, I don't program my M1 through 5 fucking macro keys because it's just 5 keys. What the fuck is 5 keys going to give me? So I don't fuck with that. I just mess
even
with
wow, bro.
Shit. Whatever. But it doesn't. I don't have any negative effects with that shit. So each their own, I guess.
First of all, this automatic download of Synapse 3 is a beta. So I go through it, and I set it all up, and I go into Destiny, and I randomly start getting like black screen flashes. I'm like, what the fuck? The only thing that's changed since yesterday is the mouse and the software. So I disable some of the chroma shit because I don't give a fuck about the RGB lighting.
I feel like your computer is running on fucking popsicle sticks or something.
Well, I fixed it. So I got rid of all the chroma shit. It still did it. I just got rid of the fucking app completely and it fixed it. But then I wanted the sensitivity because there's no default 1200 DPI, which is what I play at. It goes from 800 to 1600. So
Right.
I needed
So
something.
you got the sensitivity buttons on it though, right?
Yeah, I do, but it goes from 800 to 1600. It skips over 1200.
Yes, that's correct.
So I wanted that, and I wanted the 1000 hertz polling rate because it defaults to 500 for some reason.
I typically play at 1600, and then I can go to 800 if I really need to snipe or some shit.
Well, this was the last thing I tried. I went and I downloaded Synapse 2, the most recent stable version, and it fixed everything. So now I'm happy. But I was almost ready to fucking shit all over Razer. But now it's working. For now. I don't know. I thought it might have been Destiny because Destiny's been fucking with my mouse cursor when I alt tab or
Destiny's the
exit
only
the game.
fucking game that causes my computer to blue screen very rarely, but
well, I fixed that issue too. That was that was an
Well,
unstable overclock.
Yours is different. Mine's like sometimes, very rarely, like once or twice a year, this fucking game will make my computer blue screen. Never had that happen before in any other game.
Well, I think everything is all sorted out now. I haven't blue screened since I got the new CPU cooler. So it turns out that overclocking software now will actually tell you if it's stable or not. Like, you used to have to run the overclock software, like the testing software, until it blue screened. And you just sit there for, as long as you possibly can, 48 hours, whatever, and see if it blue screens. And that's how you determine if it's stable. Now it starts spitting out error messages, like, immediately if it's fucked up. So I had my voltage at one thing and I thought it was fine because it was mostly stable, but I had no way of knowing, and I wasn't going to sit there with my fucking computer turned on at 100% CPU for 48 hours straight. I ain't got time for that. So I finally put it up to 1.4 volts where it appears to be stable, and I haven't blue screened since. So all that RAM shit that I thought was the problem probably wasn't the problem at all.
Dedicated and wham.
And that's my PC story. Oh, well, not completely. Like I said, got a new cooler. I went back to air cooling. I won't give the whole story, because if you're not into PC hardware, you probably don't give a fuck whatsoever. But long story short, stick with air cooling. It is not worth it. Go get like a really good air cooler, and that'll still be much better than even and cheaper. It'll be cheaper than even the bottom of the line water cooling. True. Unless you're really into custom loops, and then go for it.
Cheaper. Yeah, the only point for water cooling at this time is like if you want it to look super nice. But in my opinion, I still think fans look really cool. Like,
well, this one actually looks like shit. This Noctua is the company, and they're like notorious for these ugly brown fans that they refuse to change because it's like their thing. But I don't care. Like, I keep my PC on the ground. I'm not one of these idiots that keeps it up in the warmer climate on top of your fucking desk where it's just taking up space.
Correct. That's correct. You do not want your computer to be elevated because the hot air rises.
Yeah, plus I'm always nervous about knocking shit over. Like, I do not keep empty glasses anywhere. Or
the only negative
open
to
glasses.
A computer on the case on the floor is if you don't have carpet, it can be noisy on the floor. And if you do have carpet, it's going to generate a little more dust in it. That's about it.
Yeah, I got 3 monitors. I don't have any fucking room for a full-size ATX case on my desk, and I know one of my fucking cats is going to knock it over at one point.
Cables, I guess, if you have your computer elevated, but it's not worth it for the amount of heat that you're generating. Heat is the enemy. Heat kills your computer component.
Yeah, when I get some more money, I'm going to load up my fucking computer with a bunch of fans. Like, I would love to have the money to get rid of my hard drives completely and just, run on a giant solid state drive and just take that entire fucking hard drive bay out and just load it up with fans and shit.
You have no idea how many fucking years I played World of Warcraft and Counter-Strike and all these fucking games and EVE Online, etc. what? And the only way I could cool my computer is to have the fucking side of the tower off and a giant fan blowing on it constantly.
Yeah, well, World of Warcraft is fucking CPU heavy to no end and only ran on a single fucking core until like 3 months ago. So
I'm just saying, this was back in the day when my computer was like pretty fucking good. That was a pretty good rig I was running on.
I'm really surprised that no one has like taken the initiative and built like a box fan into the side panels of a PC. You know,
right?
Like, just giant fucking fans on either side. I'm gonna edit that part out. $1 billion idea alert.
I know airflow is really important, so you could. I don't know why it just wouldn't be 2 box fans, one on each side.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
One intake, one outtake, because one of the most important, something that people misunderstand about cooling, and this is something I've learned recently, thanks to homeowners that ship and shit, is air conditioning does not make cold air in your room. It sucks the hot air out of your house and converts that hot air into cold air and then blows it back into your house. So the shit you have outside with the big fan, that blows the hot air from the coolant, and then a compressor recompresses that coolant and makes it cold again, and then it comes back in and absorbs the hot air.
Yeah, and by the way, since it's summertime, we're going to give you some energy saving tips. If you're one of these people, especially in New York, because I visited New York recently, and not everyone has air conditioning, or if they do, it's a wall unit, and they're very stingy about when they turn it on. Like they leave the house, they turn it off. They have it in like their bedroom, they'll turn it on in their bedroom like half an hour before they go to sleep, which is fine when you're visiting and stuff, but when you're paying the power bill, it's actually way more efficient to just leave it on. If it's one of those ones that regulates temperature, it's not just either on or off, because everything in the room has a temperature. And when it's warm, it's going to radiate that heat.
That's right.
So it's going to work a lot harder to get it down from 90 degrees to 70 instead of just keeping it at 70.
Well,
because here's a fun fact. There is no such thing as cold. There is only heat. Heat is energy. Cold is the lack of energy. And it takes a lot of energy to take energy out of the air. That's why it costs a lot more to air condition than it does to heat, because it's really easy to add heat, add energy. So for all you people who like to turn your air conditioning on and off,
you're
retarded. Stop.
No, this is true. So we've been in a heat wave lately, at least in North Carolina.
It was in New York too. It was like 105 degrees.
Yeah. So we've been in a heat wave, and it's not even the hottest heat wave on record, by the way. So shut the fuck up with your climate change shit before you even get started on that. But like,
I wasn't gonna.
Not you, people.
What people?
People that I don't like, that could potentially watch this video in 20 years when it's rediscovered.
Dude, this is a podcast. You know what this is.
Sorry, right? I thought you were streaming.
No. Okay. I mean, I didn't like how it turned out, so I'm not playing Destiny. I'm just doing podcasts because.
Gotcha. Okay. So people that dig this up in the future and
when we're famous, not if, but when.
Well, when humanity has been destroyed.
We're ahead of our time.
Right.
When the pendulum swings back to reason.
Right. So it's like maintaining 70 degrees in a home is a lot cheaper than, this example here is a bit of a personal one. I have an issue where my attic is not properly insulated, and it needs like an attic fan to suck a lot of the heat out, because it causes my unit to have to unit to have to deal with it at a higher degree. And because it's a heat wave, it's not made to fucking handle those kind of temperatures. Most AC units in the United States aren't designed to handle those temperatures unless you live out west somewhere. So upstairs, where I like to normally keep it like 72 or something like that, every single day, slowly until the end of the day when the sun goes down, climbs all the way up to about 80 to 84 degrees, depending on how bad it is outside. And I'm not even kidding when I tell you that it takes until the fucking AM all night long. I'm staying up all night long, and the AC's running all night long to bring that temperature back down. No sunlight, no more sunlight outside. Nice and cool outside. It takes all fucking night to bring that down to not even 72, to like 74 before the sun starts to come back up. Like my AC motor has blown out and I'm insured, so I can, fortunately I only have to pay like $68 service charge and they'll pay for the motor and all that. But like, I got to get a new motor because we blew out the motor running the fucking AC 24/7 for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And there was nothing we could do about it because it would get up to 84 degrees in the until like fucking 7 p.m. when the sun finally goes down. And then it would take all fucking night. I'd go to bed at like 6 a.m. or something, and the fucking computer, the computer, but the AC would just be like 75. Like, Jesus Christ. This is
I mean, last summer, I think it might have been 2 summers ago, my essential air went out and they wouldn't come to fix it for like 3 days. So over the weekend, it was like 105 degrees in my fucking house. That's when I did the naked stream when we were still playing PUBG. I streamed without a webcam and I was just sitting here sweating my balls off naked. My cats are like just passing on the couch, all sprawled out, like, you don't know what to do. Yeah, it was fucking bad. You need air conditioning, so treat it right. Leave it on.
Yes.
Here's the fucked up part. Like
maintained.
my car has like that climate control shit, so I just put it on, like 70 degrees or whatever I want, and it'll maintain that 70 degrees regardless of the weather outside or how warm or cold it is in the car. It'll turn the heat on if it's too cold, and it'll turn the air conditioning on if it's too hot. Why the fuck can't you do that in a house? Like, I'm sure that you can, but no house that I've ever seen has both. All right, well, the air conditioning in your house, you have to switch it. It's either air conditioning or heat.
No,
right?
I don't have that. So they definitely have thermostats for this. So I have a Nest, but before I moved into this house, my parents' house had just a regular thermostat with regulation, and it had a smart system on it where you could set the heat and you could set the cold, and it would alternate based off of what was necessary. So they definitely have those, especially the Nests. The Nests are these new smart systems that will actually, Nests are pretty cool because they'll learn from your habits. Like if it doesn't detect you walking by it, it has a little trip sensor when you walk past it. If it detects nobody walking past it, you can set it to where it will go into econ mode or whatever, which we just talked about is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So definitely disable that shit right away. But it will also learn from your habits. If you typically every day at 6 p.m. come and adjust your AC to drop lower, it'll learn to do that on its own. Again, something you can disable. But you can also set it to heat and cold to where I could set the heat setting to like 68, and then I can set the cold setting to like 74. And if it goes above 74, it'll turn the cold air on until it gets down to 74. And then if it drops below 68, it'll do the opposite. It'll bring the heat up till it hits 68.
Yeah,
so they definitely
have
one
of those.
By the way, cars are fucking terrible at dealing with this shit because they don't suck heat out of the car. They just actually blow cold air into the car.
Yeah, well, you can help by changing it so that the car is drawing air from inside the car. So it just keeps perpetually getting cooler.
This is true.
I know it is.
Well, there you go with your daily tip of non-video gaming. Maybe this will be a thing where we give little quality of life tips. Yeah.
Just the tip with Night Terror and Gablet.
Wow, I like that. That's good. Just the tip. This has been Just the Tip.
Oh, shit. I forgot. I don't have my desktop sound on, so you didn't hear that. Ready? Let's rewind. Just the Tip with Gabler and Night Terror. Yeah, thank you. Good laughs. All right. So that's how you keep your heat maintained when you're gaming.
Yeah, don't cut it off. It's a mistake. I know you think you're saving AC, but you're not. You're actually saving AC by keeping it on. Saving power, sorry.
All right. So now we can talk about games.
Unless you have an insulation problem, and then that's a different thing.
God.
if your fucking AC is constantly turning on and there's not a heat wave, it might be because you have some air leaks in your house and you need to deal with that. Don't seal your house up watertight or airtight, but get rid of some of the air
I think
leaks.
we were talking about PC cases. Yeah. Okay. So there's two types. There's the one like I have where it's very open, which is kind of good in a general sense, especially if you don't have a lot of fans. And then there's ones where the openings are limited, which is really good if you do have a lot of fans because it gets some suction going.
Right.
And it sucks the air in and out.
That's what I got. I got like 2 openings, 2 exits.
Mine's like mesh on the whole fucking thing, except for the side panels.
Well, there's also
but it
this
only
thing
came
where
with like
some
one fan.
people just don't know how to build fucking computer cases. You got to watch some of these guys out there just build computer cases with the idea of, oh, it looks cool. They don't consider the function of it.
Now, let me tell you, the one I got, it's NZXT Source 540 or something. It's their fucking budget thing, and it has never done me wrong. Like, there's a fucking SSD slot behind the, the right panel and everything, so I don't need to use a hard drive bay. Got mesh all over. It came with fans. It fit that fucking H115i water cooling radiator, the 280 millimeter radiator in there. It fit a fucking 2080 Ti. It's fucking great, and it only costs like $55 or something. And it doesn't have any stupid fucking lights. It's just a black case.
Hey, I like my blue lights, okay?
Yeah, but you didn't buy it for the lights.
No, I didn't buy it for the light.
Right, so you're not an idiot.
I got a Smilodon case. It could be bigger.
Yeah, it's weird. This thing, it's a full ATX case, but it's kind of small. Like, looking at it, you think it might be a mid-tower case, but it fits everything.
Yeah, also, speaking of fits, you always want a bigger case. The bigger the case, the better.
Yeah.
This is why laptops fail so quickly.
Well, I was actually thinking about doing like a mini ITX for a streaming rig, just leaving, like not getting a GPU for it, and just, putting a capture card in instead.
Your streaming rig has to be the same as your gaming rig, or you run into complications.
No.
That's what I've always heard. It probably doesn't have to be complete. I mean, obviously, you don't need a GPU in it. I don't think.
No, you don't. And in fact, if you have a PC specifically for streaming, it's kind of a waste of money to get a GPU unless you just have one that you're moving over from your gaming rig. But you're better off having a capture card and then doing CPU encoding. And that's what I might do one day. But I have so many fucking conflicts, and it has nothing to do with 2 different PCs. It has to do with multi-monitor with G-Sync on only one of the monitors. And I'm just scared with fucking, I got HDMI, like I've got 2 DisplayPort things in my GPU and 1 HDMI, I think. And they all have fucking adapters because, well, no, my main monitor is DisplayPort. The other 2 are both those old like VGA cables, so they're one's like a VGA to HDMI adapter, and the other one's a VGA to DisplayPort adapter. It's a fucking clusterfuck.
Let me tell you something.
Even with VR,
finding a fucking VGA to HDMI in Malaysia, it was out of fucking control.
I believe it.
They just use VGA over there for everything. Or I'm sorry, DVI. They use DVI
that's another one. It's so fucked up. There's so many different kinds of DVI adapters, and for some reason, some monitors just fucking use DVI for no fucking reason. And the thing is like they all look the same. There's like that little matrix of little pins, and then there's like the big pin, and there's like 4 different shapes it can be. And then there's one of them that it needs power. It needs like external power. So this adapter that I had to get, I don't even know why they make it. You plug your DVI into the thing, and then you plug it into your PC, but it doesn't fucking work because it doesn't have external power. And I had to return it and get another one that has an extra USB power cable. So there's actually 2 fucking cables coming out of this adapter. It's a fucking joke, man. Who thought it was a good idea to use DVI? Even old NVIDIA cards used to come with a fucking VGA to DVI adapter. Get with the times.
Get with it. Shut that fucking kid up. I got triggered.
So, anything you want to talk about game-wise besides Destiny before we talk about Destiny?
What?
In all our unpopular opinions.
What could we even say about Destiny?
Only
Fortnite's
got
still
a
the
lot.
fucking most played game on the planet. I mean, what? It sucks right now. Life sucks right now. Yeah. I'm building a bathroom for the first time in my fucking life. I didn't plan on doing it, but the guys were like, you gotta take the floor off of this bathroom. So I'm like, okay. I go to put it back together. My wife's like, well, let's do something different. Okay, whatever. I can do that. Fine. We'll increase the value of my home. So I got that going for me. So I want to learn how to make video games, but I don't have enough time in the fucking day with doing all this other shit. And then on top of that, like the fucking most played game on the planet right now is Fortnite. It's still fucking Fortnite. Nothing has come along in the BR community other than Apex Legends, and people are still. It's like fucking League of Legends all over again. I hated MOBAs, and now I hate fucking BR games. I mean, they can be okay, but like, it's not as bad as fucking MOBAs. But why do we keep doing shitty games over and over? I gotta wait like 2 fucking months to play Kojima's next masterpiece, and who fucking knows what that's even gonna be like? Might even fucking suck. I don't know. Fucking Bully 2 is apparently coming out. Polygon leaked some shit or something about Bully 2 release date in a URL or some shit like that. And meanwhile, nothing's happening. Nothing. We're getting another Doom game. Okay, exciting, cool, that's awesome. But like, that's nothing amazing.
Well, that's part of the reason we went back to Destiny is because there's not a whole lot to play right now, and
I mean, there's stuff to play.
At least
right
in
now, like,
in the long term. You know, at least it's kind of like an MMO where you're building towards something. There's pretty regular updates.
Yeah. I mean, games have become... Listen, fucking hate these fucking kids that are ruining video games. I swear to fucking God.
Maybe we just play too many video games, you know?
Maybe,
play all of them.
This town needs a better class of criminal, okay? I'm just saying. Like, you know, it really pisses me off because people like me, I'm 34 years old. Yeah, whatever. People like me spent the past 15 fucking years playing video games and making video games better by shitting on developers who did pay-to-win mechanics. That's right, kids. We had actual pay-to-win mechanics. We had concepts such as buy this fucking gun or pay real money to unlock everything before everybody else, a.k.a. pay to win. Now you got people going, cosmetics are addictive gambling. Get the government involved. And they're ruining fucking video games. You know how long it took us to get game developers to put just cosmetics behind fucking paywalls? Huh? And now you want to ruin that?
Well, they don't see the consequences. They think that they're going to get their same old game and they're going to give away cosmetic shit for free. Here's what's going to happen. You're not going to get cosmetics. That's it. Or you're not going to get big games with long-term support.
You're going to revert us back to the dark ages of you get what you pay for in the beginning. People sit here all the time, these fucking mouth breathers, and go, man, anybody else remember how you could just unlock cheats in the game? What the fuck are you talking about, man? Nobody unlocked cheats. Anybody worth their fucking salt used a goddamn Game Shark, okay? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to limit myself to what the developer put in for a debug menu. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, oh man, it was so cool back then when you got no fucking updates. Oh, what's this? This game's broken and buggy. Guess I'll just live with it. Hope somebody in the community decides to make a fucking fan patch.
That's how Bethesda got away with all their shit for so long, but Morrowind on console. Go play vanilla Morrowind and tell me how good that was. No microtransactions.
No microtransactions. Yay. But you know what else? No new cosmetics. No updates. Imagine the Sims.
That game was so fucked up, they are still fixing it.
DLC. Imagine that. Imagine the Sims in a world where there's no DLC. I know what your stupid ass is already thinking out there listening to this. Oh, that would be great because then I just get to have access to all the stuff. No, you don't. They don't make any of it. You're not looking at the big picture. It's not like fucking they sit there and go, oh, you know, it's a good idea. Let's put all this different stuff in the Sims and then release it. No. That's not how that works at all. Instead, what happens is they release the vanilla version of the game, and that's all you get. Maybe they'll release, a an expansion, which costs about the same fucking price as the original game. That's why Blizzard does this shit, because they existed in that time and think they can still get away with it.
Well, that's why I don't mind like CD Projekt Red doing what they do. I mean, they have a game. Here's the game. Here's a big expansion pack for $40. Here's another big expansion pack for $40, and that works for them, and that's fine. I don't mind developers doing that if it makes sense.
You don't mind
for the
it because
game.
that's what we've always had.
Well, most people don't seem to mind it, but the thing is like it's the type of game where you can do that. It's a big fucking game, and there's not constant updates for it. You take something like Destiny or World of Warcraft, or like, what the fuck are you gonna do after you hit endgame? I mean, nothing. What's the fucking point?
Well, the problem with a game like Destiny is it's designed to be updated constantly, and these fucking game developers don't understand that they're making mistakes when they design a game that way without the capability of upgrading that often.
Let's take a trip 20 years into the future. Let's say it would be like us now getting nostalgic for Zelda or Mario and going and playing it. Now, what happens in 20 years when you're nostalgic for Destiny 2? Now, if the servers are still up, if it's even playable without servers, you got to play that whole fucking game solo. Think of all the content that's going to suck balls because you don't have friends to play with. Not going to be able to do any of the raids, the nightfalls, probably even some of the harder solo content you won't be able to do. That's just a thought experiment. Think about that.
It's a different thing entirely. I mean, I played Earth and Beyond, and you can't play that game anymore without accessing a fan server that has all the fucking files that they managed to get a hold of. But that's not my problem. My problem is we fought to get constant updates for video games. Now, one of the big problems right now is that most of these game developers are too fucking ambitious. You look at a game like World of Warcraft in vanilla, Blizzard could get away with releasing Dire Maul as a fucking a patch, and people were fine because people didn't expect a bunch of shit from Blizzard. Now everybody,
which they should have, because they were still paying $15 a month. Of course they should have,
but the standard was lower back then, is my point. So Blizzard could get away with that at the time. Now the standard is much higher for things like storytelling and shit like that. So people, and this is, remember that the standard is the demand by the fans. Okay? You have to ask yourself, what do you want? You cannot have everything. You don't get to have an MMO like World of Warcraft and epic high-end storytelling and also get content updates constantly. It doesn't work that way. They literally cannot pump out story that fast. It's just not possible. Look at the average fucking AAA video game and how long it takes to fucking produce that with all the cutscenes in it and shit like that. Blizzard's over here doing a pretty good job pumping out what they can. And the problem is with the ambition of the game developer. It shouldn't be that way. You should not be making fucking MMOs and going, we want to have super cinematic experiences. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Okay, there are plenty of examples of video games that have constant updates that are successful. Fallout 76 is one of them. And you can say what you want all day about the engine and shit. Everybody knows what the Night Terror's opinion is on the engine, and mine as well. Go back and play vanilla Fallout 4. What are you going to say to me? Yeah, it was a better game. Why? Because the story's better and the characters are better and blah, blah, blah. Yeah? How about all them fucking bugs? And I don't mean modded, patched by the community. I'm talking about vanilla.
Yeah, well, same thing with Skyrim. Same thing with all Bethesda games, really.
Fallout 76, they're actually fixing bugs. That's something that you get from an online, always game like that, a game with constant updates. Now, what do you not get with 76? Fucking epic storytelling. Oh, is that a negative for you? Yeah, but guess what? At least Bethesda knows their fucking limits. Because if they tried to pump out epic fucking storytelling and next-gen cinematics like Blizzard's doing and shit like that, they'd never get anything fixed. That's what's wrong with fucking World of Warcraft and Destiny 2 right now. Yeah, sure, they're great because the fucking stories are epic and you get these cool cinematics and all this shit and these big epic fucking dungeons and raids, but how fucking slowly do they come out? And on top of that, how often do they fucking fix bugs? Hardly ever.
Well, it depends on your opinion of the story.
One or the other. My point stands true. It's one or the other. You don't get to have all. It's not physically possible. Until we have some kind of thing where artificial intelligence is building video games for game developers, it's just not going to be possible to do it in that time frame. And at the same time, you have these same fucking idiot fucking gamers saying shit like, "Hey, we need unions for the game developers because the crunch times." Are you fucking stupid? You're gonna murder this fucking industry. You cannot have a game like Destiny 2 existing and at the same time have them pumping out content updates and complaining that they don't have enough content, and then also saying that the poor game developers have to do crunch time, and that's not fair, and something needs to be done about that, unions and shit, and more time off for them, and then at the same time say, they need to get rid of fucking loot boxes, the only fucking way that they pay those people. Are you fucking serious?
Yep. And that's our
The
weekly
world
rant.
is not Disneyland, man. It's just not possible. You can't have everything that you want. It's not a super little happy world. Okay? Chris Metzen retired early. Why? Because he could, but also because he got fucking panic attacks. Okay? Why did he get panic attacks? Because he didn't like the process of building a story and then putting it out just to be judged. He didn't like the idea of he put something. Listen, that's a little bit of pussy on his part, and it's his prerogative to do that because he built that fucking game world and shit. And he finished it off before he retired and all that. But like, people then sit here and shit on the story all the time. Hey, he just like this all over again. Hey, what do you want? What is it? You can't have There's a saying. Okay, listen. This is very important, what I'm about to say to all you little shitheads out there that might listen to this in the future and possibly now, okay? This is very fucking important. Thousands of years, tens of thousands of years have passed on this planet, and people have lived and died before you, and their collective knowledge is smarter than you'll ever fucking be as an individual, okay? And they have created little blurbs to help you out so that you don't have to fucking read a book. You just have to remember, just short, little, simple things. Can't have your cake and eat it too, right? What does that mean? What's that mean? You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to look into that and understand that what they're telling you is that if you eat your fucking cake, it doesn't exist, so you can't have it anymore. You idiot. It's gone. Okay? You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a physical impossibility. If you take away one thing, you take away another. Okay? You don't get more content updates and also a fucking union for fucking game developers. It doesn't work that way. Anybody remember the writer's strike? Anybody remember that? When Lost was on TV, like one of the best
it ruined
TV
Heroes.
shows. Yeah, Heroes, Lost, all these fucking shows that people were loving at the time. Yeah, they kept making those shows because they had to. But guess what? There were no writers anymore. So who was writing it? B-tier guys that wanted to get their foot through the door? That had no fucking experience? That had nothing to do with the story at all? Are you the kind of person that believes that that Hideo Kojima should be the only one writing Metal Gear Solid, or Chris Metzen should be the only one writing World of Warcraft because it comes from their mind originally? So they're the ones that, like J.R. Tolkien, right? Does anybody give a fuck about what J.R. Tolkien's? It's what Tolkien's kid says. Does anybody give a fuck about Tolkien's son? What he has to say about Lord of the Rings? No, of course not, because it's not Tolkien. Okay, they just share the same name. What the fuck does that have to do with the creativity coming out of that kid's brain?
All right, here, I want to revisit this for a second. So there was this article on Facebook about purchasable viewers and lurker communities. They specifically named Binks TV.
I don't think we did.
No, it was before the podcast. That's why I'm giving a recap. So basically, this idiot who can't write is saying that, you know, all this stuff is bad and your lurker communities don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, there are some, you know, predatory lurker communities and shit like that. But I'm a member of Binks, and basically what it does for me is every now and then I get 20 viewers for an hour. That puts me up in the directory, and I don't pay anything. You know, and someone in chat gets a chance at a free video game. So, whatever.
What does Binks get in return? Eyes on their website.
Yeah, and I mean, you can buy a feature if you want to, but you don't have to. So, I put a comment.
And who cares if you want to?
I put a comment.
Capitalism, baby.
It says, it's not about getting meaningful views, it's about getting discovered. Even though a higher view number doesn't mean much in and of itself, it puts you higher in the directory, which can be huge depending on the game you're playing. Then this idiot comes along, says, it's not about your, quote, viewer number, it's about what it is that you are doing that draws people to you. If you are counting on getting noticed through the Twitch browsing section, then you are in for a bit of a wake-up call in a couple of years. Do something that really matters, and people will come. Okay,
Like
first
what?
of all, hold on. First of all, no, they won't. So, this is what always happens. People are like, oh, you need to do more than this and more than that. What?
By the way, people that aren't streamers and haven't made it.
Yeah. Oh, what do we need to do? No one ever tells you what you actually need to do. It's the same fucking advice, and we've said this before.
Because they don't know. It's
the people who are successful say, "Oh, you got to do this and this and this," and it's usually the same shit. Have a fucking schedule. Don't play oversaturated games. Network. They don't tell you what networking is, but really that means is go and pretend to make friends so they'll watch your fucking stream. So I just commented back very politely. It's not the only thing that matters, but where you are in the directory does matter. That's why it's usually advised to avoid oversaturated games. So you can't say, don't play oversaturated games, but then also say, well, you can't rely on where you are in the directory. It's like, yeah, you should be doing multiple things. But being higher in the directory is one of those things.
We're not talking about doing multiple things right now. We're talking about the directory specifically. That's the conversation. These people are fucking strawmanning.
Yeah, I mean, that was my overall point that I was going to make, is that they're fucking always moving the goalposts.
Exactly.
It's like fucking vague answer after vague answer, just arguing for arguing's sake. It's like I say, they write an article saying how lurking is bullshit and purchasable viewers is bullshit. And then I say, well, it's not bullshit. You're just looking at it from the wrong angle. It's not about buying viewers and then being like, I made it. I'm going to apply for partner because I got 75 bots in my fucking channel. No, and I'm not saying you should buy bots, but the lurker thing, I don't think that's a fucking problem at all. So if a bunch of people want to lurk and that gives you 20, 30, 40 viewers and puts you up in the directory, and then someone with 1,000 fucking viewers decides to host someone, they're not going to scroll to the bottom of the fucking list and find someone with one viewer. And if they do, the chances of you being that streamer that has one viewer is slim to none. You know how many fucking people are on Twitch with one viewer? I'd say probably 3/4 of them. 3/4 of the people that are streaming on Twitch have one viewer or zero.
Probably more than that. It's probably more like 80%.
Yeah. So just by getting 2 viewers, you're above all those people. Every time you get a viewer.
I'd even go as far as saying 90%.
Maybe. I don't have a number, but I'm going to say most people, the majority of people streaming. Oh, someone's typing a comment. I can't wait to
frames. They'll sit there and tell you that it's not normal to make it on Twitch. It's abnormal.
All right. So here's what he replies. Once you do something that truly matters and draws in hundreds of people per day, with or without browser directory, you're good to go. Not everyone finds the thing that they do on Twitch, but when they do, all these other things that seem to matter start to matter a whole lot less. What a fucking non-answer. What does that even mean?
How are you going to draw them in? How are you going to draw them in if they don't know you exist, you fucking idiot?
Once you do something that truly matters and draws in hundreds of people per day, with or without browser directory, you're good to go. Not everyone finds the thing that they do on Twitch, but when they do, all these other things that seem to matter start to matter a whole lot less.
If you're out there and you agree with what this guy's saying on this post, I want you to do a little experiment for me. I want you to sell avocados to people in Africa without any help other than your own. Nobody to drive you or fly you there. No money given by anybody. No word of mouth. Nothing like that. Just you. Just your own ability. Without a bunch of fucking money, good luck. Good luck. And if people don't know what the fuck it is, how the fuck are you going to sell it to them? It's the biggest fucking conundrum I've ever heard in my fucking life. You just got to do stuff to draw people in. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with the Bink shit, you fucking moron. You literally just played yourself. Like, this shit pisses me off. We've talked about this so many times. Making it on Twitch is luck.
I'm gonna do the thing we always talked about. Exactly. I'm gonna start this fucking comment.
Exactly. Let me explain to some people out there, okay? I'm gonna go over some people. All right. I've been streaming since 2011. Okay. I've been trying so many different fucking things. And the only thing I haven't done is put on a fucking personality and wear a wig and some sunglasses and pretend I'm somebody I'm not, because I understand that that's not going to do anything. And let me explain to you what that means. Everybody I watch on Twitch has made it due to either luck or people they already know. First, I'll give a little example. Let's imagine you're an actor. You're a budding actor. You want to become an actor. What do you got to do? Well, the first thing you got to do is move to Hollywood. This is about one of the only things you can do on your own. So that means you got to get a job, and you got to work towards that job and save up that money so you can move out to Hollywood. Well, now you're in Hollywood and you don't know any fucking body. Congratulations. You're at step fucking one of every actor in their career ever. Now you got to find an agent. But the best agent in town isn't going to take you because you're fucking nobody. Now, maybe when the best agent in town wasn't the best agent in town, sure. And you know what? If you were like an actor who was working with the best agent in town before they were the best agent in town and they fucking made it and you made it along with them, congratulations. You were lucky because you had no fucking idea that person was going to make it. You could say all day, oh, I knew they were going to make it. I had intuition. Yeah, sure you did. It's called luck. All right. Now, if the best fucking agent in town works with you, you're fucking lucky that they decided, you know what? I woke up this morning and took a shit and decided I'm just going to take in some rando. Or, you know what? I woke up this morning and got a call from Meryl Streep and she said to take a look at this rando she met in a coffee shop or something. That's me. That's me because I was at the coffee shop and said hello to Meryl Streep. No, Meryl Streep felt kind enough to fucking not dismiss you like the peasant that you are and give you a chance. It's all luck. Okay. DrDisrespect didn't make it on his own on Twitch TV. He was lucky enough to be doing what he was doing at the time he was doing it during the years of machinima. DrDisrespect owes everything he has to machinima. Just like Hutch, just like Gold Glove, just like Sark, just like C-Nanners, all of them. You could make the claim that they were on YouTube doing their own thing at the time. My dude, yeah. And you know what? They're lucky that YouTube was taking off at the time and becoming popular. Because explain that to anybody that's on YouTube right now. Explain that to the hundreds of people that were also on YouTube at the time making their own content. Hey, I was making content on YouTube during that time. I didn't make it. Why? Was it because I wasn't funny? No, it's because I didn't have the views. I didn't have the views. It's a simple metric. I can look at it. I can look at the views on those old videos and go, well, look at that. Nobody fucking saw this, so they don't know it existed. Unlucky. This isn't some case where it's like I had 5 people and those 5 people didn't tell their friends, but C-Nanners had 5 people and those 5 people told their friends. You know how PewDiePie made it to the top? There's been case studies on this. He moved. And it wasn't like he did it on purpose. He moved because he had a girlfriend in Italy. So he went from being in the Netherlands, which at the time, it wasn't like the Netherlands, wherever the fuck he's from, Switzerland, Swedish. He's Swedish. So he was living in his hometown doing YouTube videos, and he was being suggested, because at the time, that's what YouTube was doing, was suggesting locally. He was being suggested in an area that had barely any saturation whatsoever. So he gets suggested to people there and gets enough views, couple hundred per video, that when he moves to Italy to live with his girlfriend for a short period of time, he now starts getting suggested in all of Europe because Europe decided, luckily for him, that they wanted to be part of a union one time, and it happened. So all of Europe counts as a location and a region. So he starts getting fucking suggested to all these countries in Europe. And YouTube's blowing up and exploding at the time. And then he goes to the United States and he starts getting suggested there. There's been case studies on this. Everything is fucking luck. The only hard work that's associated with it is not quitting. That's it. It's not quitting. DrDisrespect got his start making videos just like C-Nanners did. And he was a nobody. Nobody fucking knew who DrDisrespect was, save for a few hundred people tops. He got some views, so much to the, listen, he was such a nobody that he decided to go work for a game development company making maps for Call of Duty. That's how much of a nobody was. He lived in Hollywood and he knew some people from Machinima that let him get his foot in the front door at a game studio called Sledgehammer Games, which was probably the most B-tier Call of Duty studio that existed. And he made some maps for them. Did that skyrocket his career? No. You know what skyrocketed his career on Twitch? When he came back, he already knew people like Hutch and Scene Anders and Gold Glove who collaborated with him. And you know what those guys aren't going to do? They're never going to collaborate with guys like me and the Night Terror here. Why? Because they don't know who the fuck we are. We could be people out the leech, and most people are out the leech. And you know what? We're out the leech. Because just like everybody else in a dog-eat-dog capitalist fucking society, which there's nothing wrong with a capitalist society. Gotta throw that out there, you fucking communist fucks. Is you make it you have to live like that. That's survive. Somebody wants your fucking job, faggot. Okay? No matter where you are in life right now, somebody wants your job, and you got to perform better than they do, or they'll fucking take it. That's life. And that's not fucked up in any way, because if I'm coming to you to do a job for you, of course you want the person who's going to do it the best. Shut the fuck up with that communist nonsense. Listen, let me finish my thought here.
You're not finished yet? Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay. I'm wrapping it up right here. So DrDisrespect makes it not because he wears. Come on.
I'm
Come on.
Music. Okay, go.
Listen, he doesn't make it because he wears a wig and a fucking pair of sunglasses. Certainly that helps, because once people see him, they go, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" But you can be wearing a wig and a hat. Right? Look at Twitch. You can find a number of motherfuckers wearing wigs and hats and shit like that, and they got no viewers or one viewer because nobody knows they fucking exist. Because nobody wants to watch the bottom of Twitch. Okay? Because people are tribal and they want to do what everybody else is doing. So unless you know somebody, or you get lucky by just getting hosted by some guy that felt generous, or how many fucking people made it on Twitch because they've been hosted by some guy that's got numbers? So if you're going to sit here and be pissed off because people are trying to do something for them, you're actually being pissed off because they're trying to circumvent luck. That's all you're doing. You're pissed off because people are trying to actually grab the bull by the horns, so to speak. They're actually doing something for themselves and trying to make something happen for themselves. And you're sitting over here in your stupid little fucking bubble going, that's not how you do it. You got to do this, this, and this from your fucking ivory tower of you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because that's exactly what people are trying to do. Because people at the top right now, I guarantee you, find me one fucking guy that made it on his own, and I'll show you a fucking friends list of 20 people that he helped make it to the top as well. That's how it works. People at the top help people get to the top.
That's right.
And the people that got to the top were lucky. Gathalion, great example of somebody that made it on his own, right? Wrong. Without Destiny, he's nothing. Without he made it to the top because he decided to live stream the world first kill of the Taken King. And what did that do? That put him at the top. And then he brought his friends along.
All right. So let me give you what my response to this dude's comment. It's pretty quick. Pretty much what we just said. So I started with exactly. That's very disarming. I also followed him.
Exactly.
Follows are cheap, so I just followed him. By the way, he's not a partner. He's got about 7,000 followers, and he seems to be doing all right, so good for him. Anyway, I said exactly. And in order to get exposure so that people can discover what you're doing on Twitch, being higher up in the directory can help. It may just take a big streamer hosting you with 1,000 people to get that spark that makes you popular. Maybe having 20 viewers instead of 1 gets you on the front page for 20 minutes. Of course, all this matters less once you finally get popular, but in the meantime, every little bit helps, even lurkers.
That's right.
I don't see the problem here.
I mean, let this guy tell you how he fucking made it. What's he going to sit here and tell you that he sat here?
He hasn't made it.
And
no, but this is what he does. He sits here, and I've seen him before. He sits here and he's got his own website. You know, must be nice to be able to afford, a fucking domain name on a consistent basis. But he does these little articles. He's, not a great writer, and I disagree with most everything he says. But this is the thing, is he gives a bunch of stream advice and posts a lot so that people will see him more. And sure, I could do that. That's just a personality difference. This guy thinks he needs to tell people what to do, or thinks he's giving advice. But here's the thing: is he doing it out of the kindness of his heart? No. He's doing it because he wants exposure. I could write an article about how, like, all these fucking non-partnered streamers giving advice is really just a ploy to get more viewers. Being that this guy bought a domain name and then is using that to get viewers, are those purchasable viewers? I mean, it's fine. I don't have a problem with what he's doing. But don't fucking come and sit here and be like, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You don't
Especially when you haven't made it.
Especially when you haven't made it.
But that's the fucking dick measuring contest. Like, this guy, I don't know if he has or will, but he could look at my fucking Twitch stream and be like, well, this guy only has 2,000 followers and I got 7,000, therefore I'm better. I know better than this guy.
I mean, that's what he's
especially
thinking.
The part where he says, that first comment, where is it? If you're counting on getting noticed through the Twitch browsing section, then you're in for a bit wake up call in a couple years. Like, motherfucker, I've been doing this over 5 years. I know. Why do you think I do a podcast? Why do you think we're trying to rekindle the fucking Destiny clan?
The only thing you can do is put more time in. That's it. And hope for the best. Well, the more time
that's also a little bit of bullshit because I've actually seen someone give advice to stream less to get your viewer average up.
That's retarded.
I mean, it's true, but it is retarded.
The purpose is exposure. The only way to get exposed is to stream every moment that you possibly can. Now,
it's probably part of my problem is that I don't like being disingenuous. Like, I subscribe to, like, what, 2 people on Twitch. One's Gabbler, and the other is
Jake?
Carcinogen, because he used to speedrun Resident Evil, but he plays a lot of those old, like, PlayStation era games and stuff, and he's a funny dude, and he keeps it real, It's just fucking him streaming and talking to chat.
The thing is,
he doesn't have 30,000 viewers. He's got, like, between 500 and 1,500, depending on...
That's all you need.
Yeah, and he makes it. He's fucking sponsored, and he used to do games done quick. He didn't do it this year because he's like moving away from Resident Evil or whatever. But yeah, like I'll engage with him on Twitter, and it's not because hey, I want to fucking leech this guy's viewers. It's like no, I see 3 posts from this guy. I probably respond once or twice a month to something he says. And that's it. Like, I'm not going to go out there and be fucking fake. If I don't make it, I don't make it. And I'll do, things within reason to get viewers and stuff, like Binks. But, I'm not going to buy viewers. I won't go that far.
Buying viewers is trying to make it on your own. This shit where this guy is so full of shit, it pisses me off. He's like sitting here droning on about this idea that like, oh, you got to do this and this. Like, what are you talking about? You're arguing against somebody actually trying to make it.
All right.
If your argument is that you got to do shit.
This is what he says now. You're not hearing me. You are tripping over dollars to pick up nickels. I don't even fucking know what that means. So he's right. I'm not hearing him.
Tripping over dollars to pick up nickels. Motherfucker, where's the dollars? Where the dollars at? Tripping over dollars to pick up nickels. Dude, people survive on nickels on fucking Twitch. I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about, okay? You're not going to be Ninja. You're not going to be the next fucking DrDisrespect. It doesn't work that way. When shit gets saturated, the only way to fucking get ahead at all is to game the system. That's it. Unless the system is set up to help people. Now, it's
not even gaming the system. It's just working within the system. If the Twitch says you need an average of 75 viewers in order to get partner, then like what does it matter if people aren't chatting or if they want to show their support by just fucking sitting there?
I'm and then using his fucking language.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He has no idea.
His point, this is literally his point for people that don't understand this circular reasoning that people do. He's saying you're sitting back hoping to get something when you should be out there doing more. to make it. But that's exactly what people are doing with viewbots and things like Binks and all this other shit. It's exactly what he's advocating. He's literally arguing against himself. People do this shit all the time. They don't think through their argument. They just sit here and they think something and they say it, and then they don't make any fucking sense.
You want to just get him in here? Want to see if he'll just fucking join the Discord?
I seriously fucking doubt it.
Will you be nice?
Fuck no. Am I gonna be nice to some asshole that's so? I wouldn't want to fucking piggyback off an asshole like that. Like, fuck him.
I'm not talking about piggybacking.
I'm just saying, like, even if he was like, oh, I give you fucking, I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Like that is the most. I can't stand people that are fucking like that. Like, oh, I know what to do, but I'm not gonna say what to do. I'm just gonna fucking critique everything that you do. And then I'm going to, and not even realize that the entire time I'm critiquing you, I'm actually critiquing myself. Oh, what's your point? What's your argument? My argument is that you should do more. So what do you think about Binks and people going out and trying to, increase their numbers so they can get to the top of the list? Well, they need to do, first of all, that's not going to work. They need to do more instead of that. What? The fuck are you saying? You're literally saying what? You're literally saying I need to do more, and then when I'm like, yeah, look what I'm doing. I got this Binks thing. I'm doing.
Yeah,
no,
you're tripping over dollars to pick up nickels, man. Like a doorknob is bigger than a lampshade, but you can't use a pickle as a toaster. I mean, that's just the way it is, man. It'd be like that.
This guy should work at Bungie. Honestly, I think they would hire him with that kind of fucking reasoning. You know how many people just aren't fucking capable of reasoning and understanding simple things.
This guy is basically arguing that where you are in the directory doesn't matter.
That's bullshit.
I mean, it's just
there are people that have made their fucking careers in Twitch by doing the same thing you're doing, or even like essentially doing what Binks is. I've seen people brought on to drop frames who have sat there and said, yeah, well, what I did was there was this guy that used to stream this game, and then I took the game and I'll just say what game it is so you can look it up and fucking double check if you don't fucking believe it. The game was Binding of Isaac, and the guy was on and he said what he did to make it, because that's what drop frames used to be about in the beginning, was figuring out how streamers made it. He would watch this guy and wait till he was about to sign off and start up his stream. And all these people that like watching Binding of Isaac would trickle down. And that's how he fucking made it. He'd get up near the top of the fucking list. And he did that for a year, playing Binding of Isaac nonstop. Now you can say that's the hard work, but I'll tell you the fucking luck factor there is he's fucking lucky that those people decided, I'm going to keep watching Binding of Isaac. Yeah, because without those people even stopping by his stream, there's no way for them to know whether he's a cool guy or not. There's no way. No fucking way. You know how Day 9 made it? You think Day 9 made it on his own? Day 9? Everybody loves Day 9, right? Did Day 9 make it on his own? Let's see. Where did Day 9 get his start? He played StarCraft Brood War against some people. Nobody fucking knew who he was. Nobody knew what WCS was. But how did Day 9 make it? Is it because he worked hard? No, it's because Blizzard decided to make StarCraft 2. And StarCraft 2 exploded because of World of Warcraft's popularity. Day 9 is lucky that World of Warcraft became so fucking popular that when Blizzard decided to make another game, StarCraft 2, because they hadn't made another game Blizzard makes World of Warcraft and they don't make another game for years until StarCraft 2. To the point where their fan base is going, man, I fucking love World of Warcraft. Blizzard's making another game. Let's look into a game I've never played in my entire fucking life, StarCraft 2. I mean, maybe some of these people played StarCraft back in the day as a fucking retarded kid playing custom maps and BGH and shit like that. But hey, StarCraft 2 fucking explodes. And Day 9 is already doing something called the Day 9 Daily at the time for hundreds of episodes for Brood War, that the only people listening to it and watching it are other StarCraft players who are also nobodies, because barely anybody's watching StarCraft esports. And at the time, barely anybody even knows what the fuck esports is called. And Twitch at the time has just become Twitch converting from Justin TV, and esports causes Twitch to explode. Esports becomes this suddenly popular thing.
Well, see, it's fucked up. It's like you got
Okay.
so many people that are doing this thing where it's like, oh, you got to find your niche, you got to find a gimmick, and then you got to fucking do
Gimmicks
that
don't matter
thing.
if they don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, and then you got to do that thing where, you just get exposure. You got to network and get exposure and insert other vague fucking advice here.
Networking doesn't matter if you don't already know people.
Yeah. So here, for these people who think that I'm just a naysayer and being a negative Nancy, I actually have a very clear idea of what I want to do when streaming. I want it to be,
by the way.
I want it to be about the game. Like, you might not remember because you're probably 12, but when I was, between 12 and 18, I used to just have friends over and we'd play fucking Resident Evil until 4 a.m. or Metal Gear Solid or whatever.
That's
classic
the point of
fucking
streaming.
And that's the kind of attitude I'm trying to cultivate. The fucking, let's get fucking pizza and Mountain Dew and stay up till 4 a.m. until we can't keep our fucking eyes open, and then smack each other in the face and call each other pussies when we fall asleep early.
Yeah.
That old, yeah, you fucking faggot. That's what gaming is, man. That's what it was when I was growing up.
It's a culture.
The thing is, those kind of people like us, most people grew out of that, and they play video games, casually, but they have family. Well, no, at the very least, you have to agree. You have to agree that most of those people probably don't have as much time as 12-year-olds to fucking watch Twitch.
They don't have as much time, but I think most of them already have their favorite streamers and they're locked in. Most people don't roam. Most people go, I can't wait to go home and watch this streamer that I like. And maybe they have listen, I'm a Twitch viewer at heart. I watch Twitch all the fucking time. I have I follow 30 people that I actually watch, and then maybe 20 people that I probably shouldn't even have followed anymore, but I'm too lazy to go fucking unfollow them.
Yeah, I follow 280 people or something.
And
follows are cheap.
But right now, so I've been subscribed to It Me JP. It's my 63-month anniversary right now for It Me JP. He's streaming right now. I got a stream open, but I don't have a stream open because I want to watch him right now. He's playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I don't give a fuck about Fire Emblem. I don't want to watch Fire Emblem. There's JP's a fun guy, but JP's a kind of laid back, relaxed kind of guy. That's what I like about him. He reminds me of myself. He doesn't want to sit here and
you seem relaxed
or jump around and shit. I'm relaxed as fuck right now. But he's got the same kind of sense of humor and shit too. But right now he's playing Fire Emblem and I can't get into it. I just can't. I'd love to watch him right now, but I can't get into it. And I'm not a chatter. I'm not one of these people that get in chat and chat. I've been doing it a lot on Dimitri's stream, but that's the only stream where I can really get involved and do that shit. And the only reason why I do it in Dimitri's stream is because Dimitri, who, by the way, if you don't know, is the brother of Mr. Moon's House. Mr. Moon's House hasn't streamed in a month, and every time he comes back and streams, he gets thousands of viewers. I don't know how he does it. But his brother only gets 1 to 200 views a night, okay, on average. I like to watch him because, again, reminds me of myself a lot. He's the kind of guy that I feel like I'd get along with, and he's very similar to our group here. I mean, he doesn't say faggot and shit a lot like that, but that's because he's made it on Twitch. He has to obey their TOS or else. Okay, it's a commune right now on Twitch, where if you don't obey the rules after you've made it, they'll shut you down. Like fucking
or they won't, or they won't, like this
or
whole
you
alinity thing.
Or you suck enough dicks that they won't. But he actually he talks to me. I'll say shit and he'll laugh at it. I'll type shit and he'll respond to it. Quite often, in fact, too. It's really reaffirming my idea that I am the Truman Show. Okay.
No, I mean, I chat when I think people will actually see it.
No, yeah, you do.
Carcinogen will respond to my shit. This dude
he's small enough.
Yeah, and this dude Dan Survival, we talked about him before. He's a nice dude, and he plays I guess he amateur speed runs a bunch of shit. But he's only got between 10 and 20 viewers. But I host him because he seems to always be online when I'm getting offline. So I sit around and chat. And fuck, what was her name? Fuck, I'm blanking. I'm totally blanking.
Sorry, listen. The point I'm making is that
Naomi Kyle has acknowledged me.
Listen, I've had it.
By the way, it's not like she needs it,
twice.
but if you want to go watch a female streamer who actually cusses and plays games for real and doesn't just fucking show tits, Naomi Kyle, believe it or not, and she's hot. Just saying. Continue.
Okay. Anyways, right.
So if you want to fake it, if you want to watch someone hot, but you also want to be like, no, she totally plays video games and shit.
Yeah, it's not like ammunition,
Whatever.
and munition.
Who?
Or she's a lesbian and you have no chance. She's okay. She's cute. I'm not going to say anything bad about some people or whatever. Like, if I had looks, I'd be trying to make it on looks as well. I can't blame anybody. The only people I can blame is my wife for not taking advantage of these tiny dick preteens. But listen, the problem with JP is that although he's acknowledged me a couple times, and listen, I'm not some like guy that's out for acknowledgement. It's just I have no reason to chat in his chat. I don't want to chat with the people that watch him. I don't give a fuck about them. Now, maybe if they stream and do something interesting, I might give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about them. Why would I give a fuck about them? I don't know them. JP is the person I'm there for. Now, when he's playing a game that I don't give a shit about, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to sit there and chat. I'm not going to, because that's what a leech would do. A leech would sit there and chat and try to become a moderator and get in tight with JP and fucking move in. No, that's not what I'm there for. The only reason why I chat in fucking Dimitri's chat is because he acknowledges me. Again, I'm not chatting with his chat. I know everybody's got this idea of a community. Nobody's there for a community. Maybe like a handful of people, right? There's a couple people that are there that aren't leeching, that are like, hey, my life sucks so much that I look forward to getting on the internet and chatting with people. I've been on the internet for fucking 20 years, okay? I got started with Yahoo Chat. That's where I met my wife. I've been chatting for 15 fucking years. I don't want to chat anymore. Okay? That's all we had. Literally. We used to play fucking video games with text. I used to play MUDs and video games with text back in the day. Turn left, walk north, shit like that. Okay? I don't want text anymore. I used to chat to people in World of Warcraft to fuck with them and shit back when you could talk shit to undead. You know, I used to type shit like Ket because it translated to LOL to some faggot horde when I would camp his ass. I don't want to chat anymore. Okay? I've already been through all that shit. So I'm not going to get on the internet and go to a fucking Twitch
Well, the thing is, you got to cast a wide net. You got to cast a wide net. I mean, we had 100 people. We hit the clan max in our Destiny clan. And who do we get out of it? We got Seth, Monty, and guess who?
3 people.
And Seth and guess who? While they're loyal, and I love them very much, they don't come around much anymore. But Monty's still around. And by the way, guess who and Seth, if you're listening, boot up fucking Destiny 2 and join the fucking clan again so we can raid. Fuck. You know who you are. What were you saying? Oh yeah, I think there's plenty of people that want to be part of a community, but I mean,
of course, but those people haven't done it before is my point. Most people don't want to be part of a community. Very few people do that. Most people are there for the streamer. And when it comes to somebody like JP, I'm there for his personality. I'm not there for his chat. I'm not there for and sometimes his personality doesn't work because he's the kind of guy that his personality works well with a game. If he's not playing like right now, he's playing. When he plays Fire Emblem, he just sits there quietly and plays the game. It doesn't work. When he plays Dark Souls, he gets emotional and involved, and it's fun to watch. Well,
let's circle back for a minute because my point is like there are these people out there that I mean I know someone who does a lot of the gimmicky stuff and is trying to cultivate a community and gets fucking fan mail. No, it works. I mean, you made more money than I have in like 10% of the time. But the thing is that's what they enjoy doing. And that's fine. Like, I don't begrudge them. I mean, I get a little pissed off, but mostly it's because I can't believe that there's so many people that want to watch stupid shit like that.
Exposure.
But yeah, the point is like, I'm not going to go out and do a bunch of shit I don't want to do just so I can maybe get some viewers. Like, I'm going to do me. And
yeah, you're absolutely right about that too. And anybody that would tell you to do a fucking gimmick is a fucking piece of shit, because that's not what this is supposed to be about. Okay, then you're just advocating for being a fake motherfucker. You know, if you're saying go do a gimmick, like I've said that before, like, yeah, well, you could do a gimmick. And the point I'm making there is that gimmicks work better than non-gimmicks.
I mean, I'm not against doing gimmicks to an extent, but like I do them. I got the sound effects and the voice mod shit, but I don't rely on that. I do it because it's just fun, and sometimes it makes sense, and it pisses you guys off.
That's not a gimmick. That's called humor.
Yeah, that's my gimmick is humor. Dark humor.
Dark kill yourself type humor.
Yeah.
But like, realistically, what's happening is we're having a good time together and we're streaming. You know, that's how I got started streaming. I was like, you know what, I'm doing this, I might as well fucking stream it. Streaming's a thing, and yeah, I never took off.
When I get most pissed off is when I just get pissed off that people don't want to watch it like that for the most part anymore.
And here's the thing, this is why I know 100% it's about exposure, because it's not like I've had 6,000 people drop by my stream and just not stick. You go look at my numbers. I've been streaming for 11 years. It's like way lower than it's like. Sorry, not 11 years. Just 2011 is what I meant. I've been streaming for like 8 fucking years. 8 fucking years, and I've had like maybe 2,000 views total or something like that. It's pretty low. Unique views, I should say. Unique views. Okay, you shouldn't be counting the same fucking person coming back. And I've had a couple people that stuck and they moved on with their lives, because that's what people do. You ask any streamer, you ask,
don't get me wrong,
he'll tell you shit like you cannot you're never going to have the same people forever. Salamone is going to go away eventually. It's going to happen.
Don't you even say
that's just the reality. You have to get new people. And in order to get new people, you need constant exposure. And when you've made it, constant exposure is collaborating with other streamers. But other streamers only want to collab if you've made it. Why? Because it's not in their interest to get new people streaming. It is in their interest to collab with people because time is money, friend. Right?
Oh, fuck you for saying that.
Time is
money. Watch your dick.
Time is absolutely money. And if you're a streamer and you're working with somebody that's charity and you get nothing out of it, and you're not supposed to, but most people aren't charitable.
Well, don't get me wrong. There are more things that I would like to do to try to get more exposure, but I got to work a full-time job. That's like most. If and when I ever fucking make it, it will be much easier. Like I started doing that. God, how many fucking YouTube series have I started being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this every week. I did the fucking VOD. I did the drive home. I did the weapon reviews for Destiny. And the thing is like shit just changes. You run out of shit to talk about. You stop playing Destiny. Like it's tough. And I mean, yeah, I'd fucking still do YouTube if I have time to do fucking YouTube videos, but I don't.
The fact of the matter is,
the podcast is tough enough. That's why we fucking go 3 weeks sometimes without doing a podcast.
You're not going to get a lot of charity. You got to be lucky as fuck to get charity. Most charitable people are Christians, and that's because they think there's a big evil spooky man in the sky that's going to come rain down on them if they don't do good shit. Most people.
Man, I should have just changed my Twitch name to Hate the Game. And that would have been my gimmick. We just shit on games, because that's what we do.
But people already do that.
Well, you don't got to be unique. You just got to have a gimmick, fucker. All right, so let's look at some stats.
That's true. There have been people that emulate other streamers, and they make it off of that.
I mean, do you remember when Game of Thrones, the fucking Bells episode got released?
Yeah.
Okay, well, spoilers. Khaleesi goes apeshit and fucking has her dragon burn down all of King's Landing. So I went and cut up Hell's Bells to that scene and posted it on Reddit, and it got, maybe like 50 upvotes or something like that. Well, it turns out that on our Game of Thrones, someone had already done that the day before and got 50,000 upvotes. And like if I had just fucking done that a day earlier, if I wasn't so fucking busy and lazy and just done it and uploaded it immediately and put it on more than one subreddit, that could have been it.
It was luck. You were unlucky that somebody thought of it before you.
Yeah, and I was also unlucky that I put it on Free Folk instead of whatever. I was also unlucky that like this guy just put the music over that whole scene. I took the time to like edit the scene so that it was just nothing but people burning alive, right? Like I didn't do any of the fucking Grey Worm throwing a spear at the fucking Lannister soldiers or any of that. I mean, whatever, for better or worse, it was different. But it's kind of fucked up because, you know, you would think that if that guy got 50,000 upvotes, I could get something like that, and someone would be like, man, this was already done. None of that. That just wasn't a thing. So yeah, it's about luck, and if I had nothing to do except sit at my computer, then, you know, that could have been the turning point, but it wasn't. But let's look at my stats real quick. So for the first year and a half, 2 years, I was Mad Vapor. This does not include any of that. So just since I've been Seeker 127 / the Night Terror, 74,522 views, 2,115 followers. Views. I don't know. I'm just going off my dashboard. It says views.
Yeah.
6 subscribers. Let's see. Where's analytics? Channel. Average viewers, 2.6. Oh, this is from June 29th to July 28th. 2.6 average viewers. 385 live views. 3 new followers. 6 subscriptions. $14.50 in revenue. No gifted subs, no money from ads, no game sales, no extensions, no bounties. I don't even know why they show that. They don't even do bounties yet, do they? Maybe they do.
Yeah,
not just for not for us, just for partners, I guess.
I think bounties is live.
10 cents in bits. $6.91 in paid subs, $7.49 in Twitch Prime subs. Let's see, where do my views come from? Followers, 73%. Other, 10%. Notifications, email, 8%. Channels, 66. I don't know what that is. Oh, this must be hosting? Whatever. External. Twitch, direct, and external. I don't fucking know what that means.
External means linked it from another website.
Oh, okay, here we go. Views from outside Twitch. Twitch is 34%. Direct is 32%. I don't know what direct is. I thought that would be Twitch. Whatever. External is 19%. Binks, 10%. That's right. 10% of my views come from Binks. 4% come from Lurker.tv. I don't even know what that is. I don't remember signing up for that. Whatever. But 14% of my views come from Lurkers.
You know how
and probably more than that if you can...
with ViewBots.
Like probably a lot.
Legitimately made it. If you want another case of luck, look at Jake. Everybody knows. Anybody that watches IRL knows who Jake is. He's the guy that walked around Tokyo for a year. This guy happened to be living in Tokyo at the time when Twitch started doing IRL streaming, when they made it. He was lucky that Twitch decided to put a new category called IRL. And at the time, he was living in Tokyo, and nobody else was streaming Japan. And fucking all these weebs. He's also lucky that all these weebs love fucking Japan. Japan this, Japan that. I want to watch fucking Japan. He could, I mean, imagine streaming from India right now. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? There's no Bollywood enthusiasts. Except for in India.
Oh, here's another interesting tidbit. The path to partner achievement. Stream for 25 hours. I have 138.88 out of 25. Stream on 12 different days. I have 26 out of 12. And that's with me going away for basically 2 weekends. Yeah. Average of 75 viewers. 2.25 out of 75. This is the same problem I have with Bungie's fucking achievement system. You would think like these goals would kind of level up together, right? It's the same thing like that fucking Iron Banner quest where you get your kills and your melee kills really quick, and then grenade kills is like all the way at the fucking bottom. And almost every quest with multiple requirements is like that. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who like posts this shit. Like I've seen other people's path to partner achievement, and it's always the same. They stream a lot. They stream on well more than 25 hours.
This fucking loser, like He's already fucking ran us through a loop sitting here fucking talking about this way longer than we should be. Fact of the matter is, if you think that being at the top of a fucking gaming category has nothing to do with success, kill yourself. And I don't mean that in a nice, friendly way. I mean, seriously, revolver to the head, kill yourself. You know what? Don't even use a revolver because you're just going to add the gun statistics that libtards are going to use against fucking Second Amendment Act people. Like, just fucking noose yourself, okay? Just kidding, Twitch. Just kidding. But seriously,
it's fucking not inciting violence.
Not doing it. But seriously, like, you're fucking stupid if you think for a second that it has nothing to do with it. You are the dumbest fucking person I've ever heard, and nobody should ever listen to you on advice ever. In fact, you should probably never have children. And if you do, somebody should call social services on you and take your children away because you're probably going to fucking get them killed one way or another. I can't understand somebody that would go, oh, you have one viewer and there are 10,000 people playing the Destiny 2 right now, and hypothetically, and of all of those people, most of the people, like 75% on this list, have one viewer. But if you go and get a bot service that puts you at, like, you know, way up higher, that's not going to help you. What? I get what you're saying because you're fucking retarded and you can't conform a sentence, but I'm smart enough to understand the meaning that you have behind it, believe it or not, is that you think that people that are botting don't have any innate skill. What you're trying to say is work on your skill at keeping people and go out and do social media and stuff, but it doesn't dawn on your dumb fucking ass that that's exactly what people do. They already have the humor. They already have people that stick to them. It's just that nobody knows they fucking exist. And I'm sorry, but social media doesn't work either because guess what? It's saturated as fuck as well, my dude.
Well, look, I've kind of said this before, but what you're saying is true, but the stuff does work. It's just that it still requires luck. The popular streamer, the fucking ninjas and DrDisrespects of the world are going to say, look at me. I'm popular. What did I do to get here? Well, I had a schedule and I was consistent and I did social media and...
None of those matter.
Well, the thing is it's still luck. There are people out there like me who do all the same shit, but it doesn't work.
That's why it doesn't matter. We're talking about scientific method here, okay? If 100 people do the same exact thing and only one of them succeeds, then it has nothing to do with the thing they're doing. That's called science. It's called statistical probability. It's a game of luck. And any streamer worth their fucking salt will tell you that that's exactly how they made it. Anybody else is just going to blow smoke up your ass trying to convince you that they're some kind of fucking really god at what they fucking do. Okay? Listen, I was around during fucking World of Warcraft. I made World of Warcraft videos. It's not as popular as it was during the soda popping years because I had already stopped playing World of Warcraft religiously. Okay?
I mean, it's just all these people think they're being unique. I go through these Facebook groups like Twitch.tv streamers. And every time someone's going live, it used to be just, here's my link. And now, you know, they put up these rules where you gotta, like, have a picture or start a discussion or something. And, like, I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Like, I'm sorry. I'm never going to click on any of these people. But the thing is, I see them every fucking day. And I know who some of them are. And when I see them too much, I fucking unfollow because I don't want to see their stupid fucking posts. Like, I just don't care.
Well, you can mute people. But the real problem...
you know what I mean.
Is there's not enough people willing to work together to actually deal with these kind of fucking things. That's the real problem. Most of these people that come around to you stream and lurk and shit, they are only invested in themselves. And you can't blame them. Why the fuck should they care about me? This is the problem with the world. Everybody's fucking Disney. You got these people that think or pretend that they give a fuck about other people. And I'm sure there's some naive people out there that actually care about me and my family, but they're fucking retarded because I will eat them when I am starving to death. I will eat them. They should not care about me because I will consume their flesh to sustain my life and my family. And most people are like that. Most people are like that. Okay. And a lot of people are like that and then pretend that they're not.
That's why we're really bad at making friends.
Yeah, because we're not fake. Whatever. Like, if I have to be fake to make it, I don't want to fucking
this is a result of my my life experience. I mean, I used to be way more positive, and then I went to college, and everyone told me how great it was going to be, and how the friends you make in college are going to be friends for your whole life. Not true. I mean, I think one guy from college stops by every now and then, but most of the people I like the most got kicked out first semester.
Shit liberals say.
And then, well, I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but long story short is like everyone that I hung out with in college basically turned into fucking douchebags by the end. And yeah, I haven't talked to him since. The only person is my wife. That's the only person I met in college I still talk to.
Listen, if you lean left on the spectrum, by the way,
and I've been very cynical and
relax. I'm not attacking you, okay?
No, I was finishing my thought. That's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, not you. I'm just people. People in general. It's a joke, okay? Calm down.
I am calm. No, but I mean, I've done this stuff too, where I like take fucking Instagram pictures of myself, and I'll probably still go back to doing it every now and then. But like, I just can't imagine that people really want to see my fucking face in front of a green screen every fucking day. And yeah, it's great if you're one of these streamers who walks around Tokyo and shit, and you got interesting shit to take pictures of. But like, once I take a picture of me, my food, my cat, and my car, they're like, what the fuck else is there? That's all I do. I go to work, I come home, and I stream every fucking day. So, if it's not showing results, and I'm getting sick of seeing my own face, everyone else has got to be pretty fucking sick of it too. So I'm not gonna do it just to do it. It's not working. So change the strategy.
Not gonna do it just to do it. TM. Trademark. This is real. This is real.
Real shit. Okay? Why are more people not listening to this? We just gotta go and make friends, and by that I mean manipulate someone more popular than us to be on the podcast.
Yeah, but I hate people. Except for viewers. Yay. Listen,
I like the people that actually come into the stream and then stay despite all the bullshit we talk.
Listen,
if you can make it through, I mean, that's the test. That's been the test of a gamer as long as I can remember. If you could fucking take some shit and throw it back and not get all butthurt about it and stick around, then we can be friends.
Listen, part of me doesn't even want to be successful on Twitch because of just the prospect of it becoming another fucking YouTube.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for my fucking artwork to finally be done so I can move to Mixer and try Mixer out.
I don't even mean like that. Like putting my destiny in the hands of other people. Like I'd much rather prefer to make games, but I'd also love to I like streaming and I like playing video games. So, I don't see the harm in people watching me do that if they want to do that. But, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, people want to watch me. People like me. Maybe people don't like me. I don't fucking know or care.
They probably don't. Let's be honest.
That's the best part.
Let's be honest.
I hope they don't. But here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that they know I fucking exist. No, they don't.
They don't know you exist. All they know is they don't like you.
Right. But the point is, like, you can't sit here and make such stupid ass claims that.
It's funny. It's like we're the type of people, like the only people that we have anything in common with, like don't play video games. And all the people that do play video games or watch Twitch just don't have anything in common with us.
It's all about
except for the three people that watch.
That's all it is. I never had as many followers on Twitch as I did when I started speaking my mind about politics and being like, pro Trump and shit like that. And as soon as you do that, people just start following you because they like your opinions. Like people like me. They really like me.
Because you're so original.
But seriously, like 100%. No bullshit. Seriously.
Look, we're both married, so someone likes us enough to commit their entire fucking lives to us. That's got to be something, right?
And let us in their vaginas. Well, that's saying a lot. So, I mean, it's just basic shit when it comes down to it. The idea that absolute, I shouldn't even have to argue. Even like, of course, being at the top of the fucking category.
Whoa! But you're not hearing me, dude. That's not anything. That's what I'm saying. You're tripping over
the most
mountains and calling them
thing
molehills.
You can do. You know how I know it's the most important thing you can do? Because people cheat to get to the top. That's how I know.
Yeah, well, both of us are the same in that we don't like cheesy fucking strategies, and that applies to real life too. I mean, for
It's true.
me, I mean, part of it is just
I
I'm
could
lazy. Do you know how much
easily.
easier it is just to be honest and tell the truth rather than try to keep up a
How
lie?
easy it is to bot or to fucking play a game like PUBG and use some kind of fucking aimbot and you know how easy that would be? It's so
Well,
easy. But it
I
doesn't
got this
tempt me
Death
to
Adder
one
now, so that's
fucking
almost as
step.
good.
It doesn't tempt me to one fucking degree because I ain't a bitch. Okay? I refuse to be a bitch. And if you want to call that not willing to go far enough to make it, whatever, man. Listen, like I said, I'll eat your family if it comes down to it, but I'm not going to be a fucking douchebag for internet clout.
That's true. We speak our mind. I mean, I've seen other people's content, and I'm not going to name names or be a douchebag to anyone in particular, but
Monty.
just saying. He should be listening to this fucking podcast. It's his birthday.
It's his birthday podcast. That's the
Yeah.
name of the fucking episode is Happy Birthday, Monty.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to tell him. I'm just going to fucking title it that and see if he mentions it at all. And we'll see how good of a friend he really is. Or if he's just using us for our skills.
He's leeching for 2 viewers.
I watch my own content back. I watch other people's content and I take the things I like and I try to, do more of that and less of the shit that I don't like. And as far as my content goes and how my stream is, like my stream is my favorite stream.
Well,
I mean,
hope so.
That's how it should be, right? Like you make exactly the content that you want to see. But that doesn't mean I don't take inspiration from other people and kind of like, hey, that's cool. I should try to do something like that.
Yeah, I rip off the doc all the time.
You do? Do you have a mustache?
except for the
I haven't seen your
cheating
face
on
in
the-
3 years. I don't even know what you
Except the
look like anymore.
Cheating on my wife part. I don't know. For that. Listen, here's
As
the
far as
thing.
you know.
Okay, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Random fucking guy on the internet arguing with the night terror. Like, what do you want? You want
That's
me?
what
to
happens
fucking
when you
get
don't
on-
have friends.
want me
You
to get
just
on
create
Twitter?
people arguing with you in your mind.
You want me to get on Twitter and like engage with people by doing hashtags of the day or tweeting at people I don't fucking know, pretending that I like them or give a fuck about a conversation that I don't actually give a fuck about? And then you want to turn around and tell me that that's no different from me having just going out and fucking subscribing to a website full of fucking people I don't care about or don't know. Like you're literally doing the same thing. You realize it's the same thing. There's no difference to it. You're going on a fucking website. You're talking to people you don't fucking know or care about just so you can fucking make it. And I'm doing the same thing on a website, except mine happens to do with, instead of having a conversation with people, we all fucking equate together that we want to help each other fucking grow because fuck the man or something like that.
Fuck yeah. Think about that.
Let that sink in.
All right. Well, that's enough ranting over some idiot's comments on Facebook.
What an idiot he was, too. Oh, God. And the award goes to this fucking idiot.
Whatever. I followed him. See if he'll follow me back.
Fuck
Probably
him.
not.
I'll never follow his ass. What's his name, just so I can blacklist him?
On Twitch? Hold on.
Yeah.
You mean his real name? Because he's not anonymous on Facebook.
Yeah, his real name. I want to dox his ass right now. I'm going to eat his family. It's the first person I'm going to in the apocalypse. I'm just kidding.
Papa Stanimus.
Papa idiot, more like it. Papa jackass.
Well, his name is in the Mario World font.
I'm sorry, look.
It's got a picture of a turkey in a cast iron thing with guns and Red Bull and pills.
PUBG
So
streamer,
PUBG,
right?
but he was last playing Minecraft.
Because that's what everybody's playing right now, because PewDiePie. See, this guy's a fucking fake. What a phony ass piece of shit. Don't come at me with your fucking bullshit. You got to try hard. Yeah, in your world, that means talking to people you don't care about or know, being fake as fuck, and playing shit that everybody else is playing because flavor of the month, right? You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You think that you're the type of guy that's going to one day maybe make it and think that he did it himself and not realize it was all fucking luck.
Yep. But now we're just fucking a dead horse. So let's love
fucking dead horse.
Let's talk about Destiny now that we're back into it for a little bit, and then we'll end the
worst
podcast.
Game on the planet of the Earth still.
I love it and I hate it at the same time. It's like when you get a bug bite on your leg and you're just scratching it and it feels so good, but you know you're going to tear your fucking skin off. And like,
yeah, it feels good when you scratch it, but then when you don't scratch it, it doesn't feel good.
And then when you stop, you just immediately want to start again. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, and then sometimes when you're sitting around and can't get to the scratch, it's fucking terrible. And you know, it's those goddamn mosquitoes again.
And especially when you're all dressed up for work and, you know, you got your fucking shoes on that you actually had to tie and your foot itches and you're trying like not to take your fucking shoe off because it's a whole process of work and eventually you can't take it anymore.
And spray on some DEET so you don't have the mosquitoes coming at you again, but they lure you back in because you just forget. And
then you're all fucking sticky because of bug spray.
Maybe it'll be fine this time. Wrong. It's the same motherfucking mosquitoes doing the same motherfucking shit. Bungie.
Yeah. Look,
nothing's changed.
It has. There's a lot more to do. I really want to do the raids.
The developers themselves.
Oh yeah, they're still idiots and they still don't know how to program AI to save their fucking life. You still mostly feel like a weak piece of shit. People still do some cheesy shit in Gambit to melt a boss. I have no fucking idea how to do. I mean, I tried playing Golden Gun with Celestial Nighthawk, which is supposedly the best boss damage in the game, and that doesn't seem to do really that much in terms of melting. So I don't know what the fuck people are doing. My only guess is that you got everyone with a grenade launcher, you got a Warlock with the Dawnblade super thing, you plunged into the ground, and probably puts another fucking empowering rift on top of that, and then everyone just goes to town with their supers and their fucking grenade launchers. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean...
Well, the game mode has been built by a bunch of fucking retards. I mean,
yeah, it would be a lot better without the whole fucking invasion mechanic because the whole strategy is to lose until the very last minute.
That's literally the strategy, and they've done nothing to change it. You hold off and hold up all your fucking shit and then send a guy through to wipe their team over and over because it's incredibly easy to kill people with sniper rifles, rocket launchers, and grenade launchers right now because that's the meta.
Well, especially Truth, because it's got 3 rockets before you need to reload. It tracks. I mean, I'm terrible with Truth. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong, but my rockets will not track. I try to do what these other people do and shoot people from across the map. It tracks, and then it just fucking explodes on a fucking wall, which, you know, if you're me or Monty, that still fucking kills you. But, you know, if we're the ones shooting the rocket.
Sometimes too, but...
yeah, I mean, I've gone in there and wiped people. I'm not even that good. You know, I'd say I'm above average, but I'm nothing amazing. But I can go over there with a sniper rifle and kill 4 people. If you got Golden Gun, it's even fucking easier. But, you know, it's not a great game mode. I mean, it's okay when it's a tight competition and people are just playing the game as intended. It's not bad. But it's when it's the same thing as everything else in Destiny. It's all about the cheese. You got to find that fucking cheese strategy. Yeah. And whatever it is for melting the boss, or if it's just, hey, I'm going to hold off, I'm banking my motes until they've summoned the primeval so we can just invade over and over and over and over and over and over and fucking summon all these blockers at the same time. Because, you know, that other team did better than us and finished first. Therefore, they, you know, have to be subject to our fucking blitz factor catch-up mechanic.
Yeah. The game mode, Gambit should be renamed NFL Blitz.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Blitz Factor or the Mario Kart catch-up mechanic is when you're losing, everyone else starts to suck so that you can catch up. They used to do it in Blitz by, like, if you were winning by 3 touchdowns, you would just fumble the ball every fucking time so the computer could catch up with you. Not even if you're playing. Like. Yeah, pretty much. If you're winning by too much.
Don't understand a quick cap of how it works because it's going free to play soon. and it's going to be the free to play aspect.
It's like
of the game.
it's like a free weekend or something. Well, the whole game's going free to play.
So what Gambit is it's a PvEVP. So you go in and it's a team of 4 versus 4, and you go in and you'll be in this arena area, and the other team has one that looks just like yours. And you fight against these enemies. They'll spawn a wave will spawn in a certain area, and you got to go to that area. And then, you'll clear them out, and each enemy drops a mote. Some of them drop more motes depending on the difficulty of the enemy. And you pick these motes up, and you can carry a max of 15. When you turn them in, 5 give you a small blocker that sends it to the other side, the other team, which means they can't turn in motes while that enemy is active. 10 gives a medium blocker, which is better than the 15 large blocker, believe it or not. And then 15 gives the large blocker. So if you die, you drop all your motes. Now, and this is the best of my knowledge, I'm going to explain it like I understand. To the best of my knowledge, whenever there are 3 bar segments that you have to fill up to summon your primeval. You summon the primeval, and your team kills the primeval, you win the match. Now, every time you fill up one of those bars, a portal opens, allowing you to invade the other side, because when you're ahead, you should be able to go fuck with the other team. I agree. Although, personally, I think they should just get rid of that aspect of the game mode, but whatever. I don't think you should be able to kill other players. I think it should be a race to see who's better at collecting and turning in and killing the boss. That's what it should be, in my opinion. But whatever, inject more PvP. So the problem that starts to occur here is you can bank these invasions. I'm assuming this, by the way. Take note that I have now played Destiny for 2 months? We've been playing for 2 months? Something like that?
Almost, probably, something like that.
And I played the shit out of Gambit, and this is my limited understanding.
Because they don't explain it.
Because they don't explain anything. So the assumption here is that you can bank these. So you get 2 to bank. So let's say you fill up your meter, and then your guy goes over to the other team who hasn't turned in and filled in their meter, and he goes over. And this is how it should be. I imagine this is how they imagined it would go, is that now we have this opportunity to slow the enemy team down, right? I mean, you would think that's the case. So if you go over and kill their team and they drop their motes, it sets them back a little bit. This part of the setback is fine. It's a little bit of a setback. They drop their motes and they have to collect 15 again. Doesn't take long to get 15, so it's not that big of an issue. But, I mean, it puts the other team in an advantage, as they should be, because not only did they turn in faster than you, they got a guy over and fucked you up. Now, granted, one of the big problems here is that the PvP is shit in this game, especially now with the meta being explosive guns and shit like grenade launchers, because it's not about aiming. And before you say, well, sniper rifles, yeah, sniper rifles have these massive fucking bullets, apparently, that just always hit people. I don't know how people are.
Well, when the time to kill is high, all the weapons with low time to kill become the meta, and that's the problem.
Correct. And listen, I'm not really good at aiming in this game, and every time I aim a sniper rifle at somebody, I get a headshot. And I get headshots when it feels like I shouldn't be getting headshots. So
and meanwhile, I shoot people in the head, and the bullet doesn't even make contact.
Whatever. We're talking about inconsistency at that point.
And it is inconsistent.
So that's one of the problems. But that aspect of the game, in my opinion, is fine. Even with the quick time to kill, I think it's all fine with that aspect. What I will say is that an invader shouldn't be over there as long as they are. I think invaders should be...
They get 30 seconds.
It shouldn't be 30 seconds.
Which is more than enough to kill their entire team. And, if they don't kill the whole team, if they just kill 3 people, because once you kill all 4 of them, you get sent back. But what they'll do is they'll kill 3, the 4th guy will be hiding, and they'll fucking spawn camp and get another 3 fucking kills or more.
Right. Now, there's not an inherent problem with this. Again, I just as an adjustment, I would say that for the sake of things, it'd be nice if we could get a hold of like maybe 10 seconds. 10 seconds instead of 30, I think is plenty of time to go in and try to get a kill or two. Because the goal and objective shouldn't be to wipe the other team. It should be to slow them down. Because the game mode shouldn't be focused on PvP.
Also keep in mind that
more so than PvP.
The invader gets an overshield and wall hacks.
Yes, they know exactly where you're at. You don't know where they're at. You don't get wall hacks, they do. So yeah, I think 10 seconds is more than enough to slow them down, because PvP shouldn't be the focal point here. It should be the PvE element with a sprinkle of PvP, and that sprinkle should be slowing the other team down because you got the advantage. So you can effectively go in and pop off a guy that's got 10, maybe 15, and slow them down even further to get even more an advantage going into the next possible invasion, because they're eventually going to get to invade you. It's an inevitability, because once you summon your primeval, you can no longer invade. So they're free to pick up their stuff as quickly as they want.
Well, you can still invade.
Now they can
I don't know
invade
what
you.
the
Well,
I don't know
you
what
can't
the
invade if you
requirement is.
banked an invasion. It seems like, I may be wrong here, because again, they don't explain it. It seems like if you bank an invasion, you can invade with your primeval up. That's what it seems like. But you're still just going off that same invasion that you had from filling the bar up.
It could be. It seems very arbitrary when your portal
It does
comes up
seem
and you're
arbitrary.
able to invade and how often.
Now they're able to evade you pretty much non-stop. And this is one of the big problems I have with this mode. You are not rewarded for defeating an invader. Now I can understand somebody comes in and invades and wipes your team, and then they get to come back a minute later, maybe 30 seconds to 45 seconds later, the way it is now. Like the speed at which they get to reinvade, I can understand that if they wiped out your team successfully. But if you get killed and sent back at any point during an invasion, that should put a little bit of a longer cooldown on your invasion timer. There should be a reward for the people that just fended you off. But as it stands, there isn't. A guy comes
Or
in,
there's like a default 2-minute timer and it shaves off 15 seconds or something every time you kill
somebody. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Including an invader coming at you, it shaves off that timer. I think that would be great. So the problem is right now, let's say you go into a match and you dominate the other team. You get the first 15 put in because you kill the enemy NPCs faster than they kill theirs. And you come in and you bank a 10 blocker and a 15 blocker or something like that. And now you have enough to invade, and you send a guy over, and that guy goes over and kills a guy that's carrying 15 and another guy that's carrying 5, and then basically wipes their team, and they're still sitting there with like 6 because they put in a 5 block or something early on. Now you guys have you've almost filled up at this point the next bar to get another invasion. You do that, and you go in and block them again, and they're still at 6. Now, the most faggoty person would sit here and say, well, there needs to be some kind of catch-up. No, that's not how competition works. You are losing. You deserve to lose. The problem is that at this point, you have summoned a primeval, and they still have 6. I've had this happen many fucking times in this game mode. Now they just start sending the same guy over and over again. Maybe he sucks at PvE, but he's pretty decent.
Not to mention that while you're trying to kill your primeval, because they're banking and you're not invading, you're getting so many fucking blockers on your side at the same time as the primeval.
So as they're banking, that you can't stop them to do anymore.
And keep in mind, the small blockers are only good because they shield other NPCs.
Right.
So they're really annoying because
you got more enemies to deal with now, and on top of getting invaded. And I don't know how many times we've been invaded and a guy comes in and kills somebody, and it adds like a quarter of the fucking primeval's health back. Way too much healing going on for killing somebody. And then he'll get deleted and sit back home, and he'll come back and he'll kill 2 more people. That
he'll come back
member of your
10
group.
seconds later.
Yeah, literally 10 seconds. And even if you send him home, even if I have truth and I'm giving the system like he is, because that's what he's using, and I kill him and he kills me at the same time, he goes back home, the health on the primeval goes back up again, and now he's going to come back in 10 seconds later. It's just over and over like this. We've had games where we have dominated the other team, and then just one guy with like a truth and a fucking what's the name of that fucking mountaintop and a fucking malignant are just coming in over and over, wiping our team, while his team finally gets to turn in with no contest, zero contest for his team to turn in, while he's just, this one guy keeps wiping our team over and over, camping, and it devolves in this situation of like, you die and he doesn't kill all 4 people.
And I know what you're thinking. I know there's people out there thinking, well, why don't you get good and just kill this guy? Well, put this in perspective, right? You're sitting there trying to kill your primeval. There's the envoys that always spawn. There's a handful of enemies that always spawn. And then you got all the fucking blockers. Yeah, they're all shooting you.
Imagine playing Crucible and then all of these fucking guns are shooting at you and only you and not the other person trying to kill you.
Yeah. That would be an interesting mechanic too. If
it's like Dark
when
Souls.
You invade. Yeah. So, this guy just walks in with Truth. If you don't know, Truth is a rocket launcher that tracks extremely well when you're not me. And it kills in one hit, obviously. And it has 3 rockets before you need to reload. You also have wall hacks and an overshield. So you just hop in and fucking fire away, kill 3 people in 2 seconds with a fucking Truth. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. I mean, every now and then I could whip out my sniper and get lucky and just headshot the guy before he has a chance. But most of the time,
it doesn't matter because his goal is to just get 1 or 2 kills to slow down your progress on killing the primeval, which does way too much fucking healing.
Yeah.
So it devolves into this system where 9 times out of 10, the people who summon their primeval last win the game.
I mean, that's a clusterfuck. Because when you're winning, it's a clusterfuck.
You have to remember.
You have ads spawning by default. You have blockers spawning on top of that. You got invaders coming every fucking 10 seconds and wiping your fucking team. And you got a primeval. And not to mention, like, most of the time, the primevals or the medium blockers do that fucking, that thing where they throw, like, a wave of dark at you that blinds you and slows you and does a fuck ton of damage, and it goes through walls and shit. Just one of these medium blockers does that over and over and over again.
I think
so when you got more than one, you're fucked.
Most people, when they summon their primeval, they try to burn it down. Now, you might say, well, that's stupid. Don't do that. But that's the name of the fucking game. That's what it should be. It should be who can kill this primeval fastest. Not some bullshit where I got to sit here and bank my fucking super until I think that the other team has used up their super. Because that's what happens is you use your super, everybody uses their super, and then the other team sends in one guy who doesn't even use a super. He comes in with like Truth and Mountaintop and just wipes your whole fucking team. And I know what you're thinking, get good. You know how many times I fucking whipped around and shot somebody in the face with a sniper rifle, but their rocket launcher still kills me, so they still heal? You know how many times a guy invades and I immediately go hunting for his ass? I don't know where the fuck he's at. I don't know
not to mention, the primeval still heals if you die to an NPC. So sometimes they'll just weaken you enough, and then you'll catch some kind of fucking splash damage as you're taking cover. And that still counts.
Yeah. And you're talking, like, this isn't some competitive mode. It's all fucking matchmaking. You know how many fucking times my teammate feeds a guy? Like... and I hunt him down and he's already fed off 2 of my fucking teammates before I can get a kill on him. It's too fucking late. And now my super's on cooldown. My teammates' supers are on cooldown, and they never had
all the power ammo's gone.
They were sucking ass. All the power ammo's gone. There never was any dropping in the first place, hardly at all. And this guy has just single-handedly, one fucking guy has single-handedly stopped the other fucking team because he's able to invade every 10 seconds with fucking weapons that are essentially overpowered compared to every other weapon in the game right now. And what am I supposed to do about that? And now his team finally gets their supers and burns them down uncontested, because guess what? When I go in there, he's got those same fucking weapons.
Yeah, and if you go into Gambit and you don't have a fucking hammerhead, if you don't have Truth, if you don't have a sniper that's good,
you're relying on other people.
You're fucked.
You're relying on other people. If you want to kit out to kill NPCs and burn down a fucking boss like you're supposed to, hey, what a faggot. What are you, stupid?
And the way they get around this is they try to put in these loose roles for each person. Like, one person is the collector who collects all the motes, and one person is the guy who kills all the blockers, and one guy's the invader, and one guy's
about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fucking stupid because it doesn't work. I mean, maybe at a high fucking level, if there is even a high level.
The only way that would work is to make it where only I could pick up the fucking motes if I'm the collector.
Well, the idea is once you get this fucking armor, it gives you bonuses that help you do your role. But
that's great, but nobody uses that armor because it sucks.
Hey, it looks pretty cool. It's just a shame it sucks so bad.
But in a video game where the gear is tied to the fucking stats. It doesn't matter how cool something looks. I mean, you got Blizzard fucking doing transmog for like years now, and Bungie still hasn't figured it the fuck out.
Apparently that's coming in September, but we'll see.
Yeah, they say that, but it's probably going to be shit.
Yep. So that's Gambit. It sucks.
It sucks.
When people play like normal, like two teams going in there, both with the goal of let's fucking kill the enemies and bank the moats and kill the primeval, it can be fun. It would be a lot better without the bullshit invading and the cheesy strategies. But that's apparently what Destiny 2 is all about. Is fucking cheese. And I mean, I fall victim to it a little bit because I got the Recluse, which is, you got to get it in competitive PvP, but it's a god tier PvE weapon. So I had to fucking bang my head against fucking Crucible to get this weapon so I could use it in PvE. And it pretty much makes my hand cannons irrelevant, which sucks because I like hand cannons and all my gear is suited to hand cannons, the reload speed and all that. So I would love to not use Recluse all the time, but it's just so fucking good at killing shit.
Yep.
Crucible is still Crucible. The time to kill is pretty much the same, except now that there are special ammo weapons that used to be power weapons, like shotguns and snipers, everyone is carrying either a shotgun or a sniper because it one-shot kills. And why would you not? In a game where, you know, time to kill is so fucking high, why would you not take the insta-kill weapons? So there's a lot of bullshit going on. Hunters still suck. I don't care what anyone says about, oh, they jump around. Yeah, they have the lowest mobility of any fucking class in the game. They have no fucking abilities that can kill, like the fucking, the Warlock grenade melee or any number of grenades that Warlocks have that are fucking god tier. They don't have a fucking knee charge or shoulder charge like Titans do. They got shit. They have absolute shit. Basically, they have a good neutral game, but that doesn't mean much when all the guns you want to use are kind of shit compared to everything else. The PvE is, it's good, except for, you know, the same problems that it's always had with the AI just fucking targeting you for no fucking reason and melting you in 2 seconds. Yeah. I still think enemies are too bullet spongy and you're too fucking weak. I mean, that's the part that always kind of bothered me about Destiny, is that it feels like it should be a fast-paced game, but it's constantly slowing you down. I can't even play with anything less than 10 mobility anymore because it just feels like Halo. It feels like you're running really fucking slow through a swamp or something. It's really bad. But the game punishes you for being out in the open. You constantly have to fucking take cover. And even when you take cover, there's no end to the abilities that can go through walls, that can fucking do splash damage to you. And especially as a hunter, you got nothing to mitigate that. As a Titan, you got a shield. As a Warlock, you can heal yourself. As a hunter, you got jack shit. You have absolutely nothing. So you constantly have to hide. And I know Bungie's mentality is, oh, well, you're faster, so you could get to cover faster. Except you're not. You're not really faster.
They don't play this video game.
They must not. I mean, I don't know. And it's fucked up that the community is like all aboard with fucking Bungie and Destiny. I mean, it doesn't explain anything to you. You get these quests that are so fucking vague. You know that everyone is looking it up on the internet. No one is figuring this shit out on their own. And
like, how did it? Yeah.
Xur is
riddles, and the riddles make no sense.
Well, Xur is the best example. When Destiny 2 came out, when Xur came around on Friday, his icon was on the map. So you go to the map, you find him, and then you go get your shit, which probably isn't even good. In Destiny 1, from what I understand, that didn't happen. You had to find Xur on your own. And now they've reverted to that, where when Xur's up, you have to find him on your own. And when I say find him on your own, it means go to whereisxur.com and find out where fucking Xur is and then go there.
Right. It's not like they made him show up on random parts of the planet. He still shows up at the same exact locations he always was at. It's just now they don't put it on the map for some stupid reason. It's like it's one of those regressive changes that you have to, you look at and you think, is today the day that I kill myself? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you spend a whole year having it that way and then you just redact it? Why? Because people asked?
Well, it's my same problem with God rules. Everyone was bitching that, oh, all these have fixed rolls, so once you get it, that's it. And now, until like 2 weeks ago, there's this activity, the Menagerie, where you can control what drop you get. And there was a bug where the final chest, you could reset it and probably open the chest 5 or 6 times. And people were still not getting the God roll after hundreds and hundreds of times. It's like people didn't realize that this was going to happen. You know what fucking God rolls are, right?
God roll is an old, ancient, outdated system from Destiny 1, and we shouldn't bring it back just because it was good at the time. Times have changed and the standard have changed. The standard
people are
now
constantly bitching about the grind.
Should be that you fucking grind out what mods you want and you slot those into the system. Like, it's a very simple process, man. Like, there's already grinding in Destiny, and if you want grinding, you can have it, but you don't have to make it about getting the perfect 4 fucking stats on a gun. It should be about getting the perfect stack for that gun. Listen.
Well, let me give you a quick example of one of the worst things. So there's activity, the Reckoning, which is like the Menagerie 1.0. It sucks. It fucking sucks. And there's a weapon now. It has just been confirmed that barrel length on your gun has kind of a big impact on its range and its damage drop-off. So now everyone's talking about this gun called Spare Rations. And the only way to get a God roll on this is to do Tier 2 Reckoning. And it only happens when the boss spawns every other week. So there's a certain boss that drops this, and he doesn't even have a 100% chance to drop it. It drops something like 11% of the time. And it has something like 62 different combinations that it can drop with. I mean, I don't even want to do the math. You'll never get it. You're never going to get this God roll. And that's not even considering the masterwork. It's the masterwork that can drop different. The fucking barrel, the bullets, and the 2 mods. And you have to get all that right. And for some reason, this gun in particular has more options for each of those perks than like any other drop in the game. And I mean, and people wanted this, and now they're complaining like, oh man, I don't want to fucking do the Reckoning. Like,
people don't know what they want. J. Allen Brack was 100% correct when he said, you think you do, but you don't. And I know there's a bunch of fucking blowhards out there. I do, though. I do. No, you fucking don't. You don't. You fucking don't. Okay. Humans are predispositioned to be ruled, okay, by people because they're followers. It's in our DNA to follow a strong person.
Well, also,
it's what we are.
People think that this is going to give them more choice over what weapons they use, but it doesn't. It gives them less agency over what weapons they use. And it wouldn't be such a big deal, except that range is a huge factor, especially for hand cannons, because they should work at much longer distances than they fucking do. But pretty much no matter what the weapon is that you're going for, you want range. Range all the fucking time for PvE and PvP. Now, there's some things that you can get that are better for PvE, but range will never let you down. So you got all these weapons that can roll all these different perks, and 90% of the perks suck. So it's not like you're getting a God roll and then a pretty good roll. It's either a God roll or you fucking trash it because it sucks.
Yep.
So you got all this stuff together. They're very stingy with the loot. When it does drop, you got a fucking 1 in 1,000 chance that it's the God roll. And if it's not, it's completely unusable.
100% unusable. It's the same system.
I would be okay with God rolls if they got rid of 75% of the fucking perks in this game.
The God roll system is no different than the previous system before God rolls if you were to just lower the fucking drop rate on guns. It's the same. It's no different than what they used to have back when DFA was the big. Remember DFA? Oh, DFA is the big fucking thing. You got to go in this Nightfall and you got to fucking you got to farm it. But the Nightfall is only active during this period of time, so you better farm. I mean, we farmed the shit out of that, and the kid that we fucking rolled with never got his drop. Unfortunately, it took me like 20 fucking runs of that Nightfall to get it, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that was a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
And the God roll system that exists now is no different than taking that same system and making the DFA drop rate even lower to where it would take me 100 fucking runs.
Yeah,
it's
so now
same.
You can still get the DFA, but it's going to roll with random perks. And I mean, DFA is not even that good anymore because it's like they took all the year 2 guns and just made them better, namely because of range. Everything has more range on it now. Who the fuck knows why? Because they know? Maybe it's because they know.
Honestly,
Range is where it's
just
at.
stop putting range in fucking first-person shooter games, okay? Stop. You know what you do? You do what Counter-Strike does, okay? Gun range is based off of the spread. Nobody would ever try to use a fucking... Obviously, you're going to be outdone by a scout if you're using a fucking pistol. But you know what? The pistol can still fucking go up against the scout if you outskill the other player. It's not some shit where like the pistol hits the fucking guy that's got the scout, and because he's so far away, it's like, oh, it's doing less damage, because now all you've done is created a situation where I gotta fucking learn exactly how far. I don't give a fuck who you are and how long you've been playing Destiny 2. You're never gonna know when you're in the exact fucking range you need to be in. Sometimes you're gonna shoot something thinking that you're in range and it's gonna do less damage.
Well, the thing is it's pretty
time.
It's pretty apparent that people like using hand cannons. You know how I know that? Because hand cannons suck in PvP. Honestly. I mean, you're going to find that perfect range where you're going to outgun a submachine gun, but not outgun a pulse rifle. I mean, that's really all you need. You need a pulse rifle and a submachine gun, and you never fucking need a hand cannon.
Developer and being so fucking retarded that you think should do more damage than bang, bang, bang. Can you imagine being that fucking retarded?
That's because Bungie doesn't stick to their guns. That people bitch that pulse rifles weren't good enough, and they were right. But now it's, I don't know, man. I don't want to say they're not that good, but like you don't need to, like say that pulse rifles are for this range. It doesn't need to go sidearm, submachine guns, hand cannons. Like it can overlap. Maybe it's just fucking personal preference as what you like to use. I mean, no one uses assault rifle or auto rifles anymore.
Everything should have the same range. It should be based on like, yes, a pistol is not going to outrange a scout, but at the size of these maps, it should never even come into play, man. Should never come into play.
I mean, sidearms are useless because you have shotguns now. Why would you ever fucking use a sidearm?
Correct.
Hand cannons are just kind of good
sidearms have never been fucking good anyways. Sidearms suffer from the problem where they want it to be different from hand cannons, but you can't help but ask yourself, why? Why? Yes, of course a hand cannon should do more damage at a slower rate of fire, but that doesn't mean a fucking sidearm should shoot at like super fucking fast all the goddamn time and do barely any damage.
You got to be in shotgun range.
It should be about preference more than it is about some kind of weird, arbitrary rock, paper, scissors system. Now, the reason why Bungie's fucking stupid is because they make it difficult on themselves. All they had to do is go, hey, in PvP, everybody gets the same exact hand cannon. Here's the one hand cannon. It's just called hand cannon.
Or I would be even okay with like having their different archetypes, right? Like your 110 RPM, your 140, your 150, and your 180.
Whatever.
But
yeah, different archetypes of hand cannons.
All the rolls are the same. All the damage is the same.
Right, exactly. But instead, they make it hard on themselves by making it like, oh, you can bring in every fucking gun from the game into PvP. So now they have to modify all these fucking guns for PvP. But what does that do? That modifies them for PvE as well, because they're also stupid enough not to separate PvP and PvE. It's very simple.
Well, they do, but they just don't do it well enough.
You program a buff that you get, or a debuff, whatever you want to call it, that you get when you go into PvP that affects your damage output. You understand? So that effectively brings
but they can't
down.
fucking get it right. Like
how do they do that?
All the same weapon types.
I don't know what you mean by they do.
All the same weapon types in the same archetype with same rate of fire and all that do the same damage.
Yeah, that's because they've brought it down through tedious nerfing over the years.
Well, no, I mean, like if I take my hand cannon and I go to top tier content and I shoot someone in the head, an NPC, it's going to do almost 20,000 damage.
Yeah, but that's
I do that in PvP. It's 71
themselves. That's the thing where they're applying it to the character themselves. Like players just take less damage than NPCs do. Players almost kind of behave
NPCs,
like elite.
NPCs. No, it's that NPCs have way more health. That's the problem. Like you realize that NPCs. Guardians only have like 181 hit points or something like that, depending on your resilience.
No, but the guns do less damage because there's an innate stat put on the player that reduces gun damage, but that just does it across the board. I'm talking about if you're going to make changes to DFA because it's too strong in PvP, you don't make changes to the gun on the whole level. You make changes to just DFA in PvP to where when you go into PvP, DFA gets a debuff or something that lowers its damage specifically. That way,
they should be able to. I mean, I don't know why they do it with grenades, and I know because as a hunter, all my grenades suck.
Well, go use
PvP,
Lord of Wolves right now in PvE. It's fucking trash. But imagine you like Lord of Wolves and you want it to be good, and you're hoping for it to get a buff, or you just barely scraping by with the amount of damage that it does because it's your favorite gun. Fuck you. We're gonna nerf it into the ground because PvP.
That's kind of what they're doing. You know how they're fixing it? You know how they're fixing it? I think you read it. They're reducing the amount of ammo you can pick up for it and reducing the range. So now why would you ever use that over a shotgun? Like a shotgun. I know technically that's a shotgun, but it's not. It's a fucking pulse rifle.
It's so fucking stupid, man. Like, game developers have figured this shit out over years and years and decades of
Well, here's what's going to happen. They're going to nerf Lord of Wolves, and people are going to use something else. There's always going to be something that's better. It doesn't matter.
People are already using something else. I haven't even seen Lord of Wolves in a long time.
Well, here's the thing, is people are always going to use what gives them the advantage. It doesn't matter how much of an advantage. It's just what's going to give them an advantage. And since you're never going to get everything perfectly balanced, there's always going to be a meta. You know what the solution is to that? Lower the time to kill.
That's correct.
That's how you make every gun viable. There's no fucking reason to use an assault rifle. Why would you ever use an assault rifle when you could use a pulse rifle that just straight up kills faster and has better range? I mean, I don't understand what they're thinking when they're going in to make changes like this, but whatever, man. Anyway, the quests are fun. I got to go get Outbreak perfected still. Pulse rifle.
Quests are fun, except when they force you into PvP. But
yeah, and when they don't fucking explain what you're supposed to do. Because again, no one is fucking figuring this out on their own, except for maybe the first guy. Everyone else is looking it up. Some of this shit is so obscure, I don't know how you'd ever fucking find it.
So let's talk about Steam for a little bit. Right now, there's a sale going on. That's all I got. There's a sale going on for QuakeCon sale. QuakeCon's coming up or some shit like that. Pretty good deals right now. You can get these are pretty good shit right now, actually. Shadow of the Tomb Raider's 67% off, $19. Nier Automata, $26. Still not low enough in my opinion.
Well, apparently it's a pretty long game, so.
But Dishonored complete collection, $20. You can get the Death of the Outsider for like $5. Rage 2 is $29 right now. Pretty brand new game. Really good fucking game. Wolfenstein 2-pack that's got Old Blood and Wolfenstein New Colossus for $9.89. And actually, it's not on sale right now, but the new Wolfenstein game is sorry, that doesn't include New Colossus. New Colossus is $20 standalone. The new Wolfenstein game is the co-op one is only $20. It's either $20 or I think it's $20, and you get a copy for a friend. But elsewhere, $10. The literally brand new expansion pack for the WoW Killer. LOL. A lot of good stuff on sale right now. I'm picking up some stuff. The Prey DLC called Moon Crash, which is like almost like a repetitive kind of Groundhog Day.
I heard it wasn't that good, but
it's a short little Groundhog Day thing. They had a skeleton crew build it. It's only fucking $3.99 right now. I'm gonna pick it up. The other thing's free to play, like the prop hunt mode shit or whatever. But this is something that's interesting is Agony. If you've never played, Agony is on sale right now. You can get the Agony Unrated was the one that came. This is the game that was controversial because it had sex scenes in it or some shit like that.
Oh, and it was apparently like really fucked up.
Yeah, you like kill babies and shit. Well, the unrated version has all that stuff added back into it because Steam obviously let go of their ridiculous concepts of adult only, and now there's a bunch of
probably I bet you that's on the do not stream list for Twitch.
Maybe. You probably, I think there's only 3 scenes that were added in, so you probably just can't stream those scenes. But $8.54 for that. I don't know. The original is $7.49 if you just want to get the original without those scenes in it. I played a little bit of it. The game seems really interesting. I like some of the mechanics. When you die, you repossess a different person or something like that. So that's kind of cool. It does have that kind of mechanic for a horror game. They also have a Lust for something. Lust for Darkness is $4.49. This is apparently the first game that these people made. Developer Movie Games, Lunarium, or whatever the fuck. Also a very funky ass psychological horror game with a lot of sexual motifs in it. To put it in perspective, if you look at this game, they suggest bloody boobs to you for 51 cents. I don't think I need to describe what that game is all about. There's some cool looking games on here, though. This means there's like Paranoid. That looks fucking intense. It's not out yet. TBA. Succubus. Mad Mind Studio making this game. This is the same people who made Agony. Mad Mind. Succubus, become a demonic priestess of lust and use her unique skills to take revenge on your enemies. Regain your kingdom with your titties.
Noise.
But I thought maybe if you wanted to do a playthrough of that at some point, I already own that game, Agony. Whatever. But maybe we take a break from Destiny at some point and play this fucking Wolfenstein game.
It's not on sale. It just came out though.
Yeah, but it's only $30, and only one of us has to buy it.
Oh, so you want me to buy it? That's what you're saying.
No, I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I'm just saying, you're the one with the job.
You're the one with a sugar mama.
That's true. But she's Asian. Remember that. But I thought I thought I mentioned that it's on sale. There's a bunch of shit on sale right now. Just in perspective, if you don't have Rage 2, pick up fucking Rage 2. Also Doom, obviously. Big.
We talked about Rage 2 before. Oh. It's great. I kind of want to see what they changed because I'm sure they did some stuff to increase the replay value.
Have they?
Well, I know at the bare minimum they have let the outpost reset.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rage 2 update brings new game plus and some bloody hard new modes. July 26th.
There we go.
Do you remember Rage 2? It had this whole wacky pink neon punk vibe going on before lunch for a second. Blah, 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 blah. Before that, today's Rage 2 update introduced New Game Plus. Okay, so July 25th is when the New Game Plus came. So, a couple days ago. What else did they do? Oh, this is interesting. So they made some changes. There's a new game plus mode letting you bring all those big guns back to the beginning for another blast. It's got this whole Call of Duty prestige thing going on, giving you wackier stickers each time you beat the campaign. As per each successive run ramps up the difficulty. If you're a real Mad Max wannabe, you can always crank up to one of the game's 2 new takes on hard mode. Ultra Nightmare difficulty is shockingly probably quite tricky. If you'd rather only get splattered the one time, there's also Iron Man mode, in which will wipe your save after a single death. You still get back up with the defibrillator, but if that runs out, you die permanently. Some of the other big sticker updates are a little less immediately exciting. It hasn't stopped them from trying in the patch notes. Disable tutorials, no more pop-up pauses, flashlight. That all seemed perfectly lovely. Finally,
they added a flashlight.
Finally, your main man's voice can now be tossed out in lieu of a BJ Blazkowicz gruff bark. I guess if you think Wolfenstein Youngblood is a bit naff, as did Matt in his review, you can plug that in and pretend that you're playing a different without the Nazi gibbing. Actually, that sounds like shit. He said rubbish, but he's British, and fuck the British.
All right, I just ordered Chinese food.
Hey, fantastic. I'm going to go watch some more The Boys, which is a really good show. If you're not watching that on Amazon, watch that. That's good. Do not watch Another Life. That's some SJW nonsense. That's fucking garbage. In fact, The Boys around episode 4 starts making fun of SJWs with their the people they bring in where they're trying to like give the girl.
Yeah, let's just say this: I've watched 10
backstory.
minutes of The Boys, and if you've ever wondered what happens if the Flash fucks up and accidentally runs into someone, your prayers have been answered. Your question will get answered within the first 10 minutes of the show.
It's a great show so far, man. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna go watch
so
some of
good.
that too, and then I'll probably be back playing Destiny because I'm calling out sick tomorrow. And crazy thing, I'm actually not feeling that great today. I don't know if you could tell by my voice, but I did not sleep well, and I'm not feeling great. So
if you want a little bit of a spoiler that's not going to affect anything, but really draw you into watching the show, they kill a guy by shoving something up his ass. So
what did they shove up there?
a bomb.
Oh,
Obviously, a bomb.
I'm gonna go watch that right now. I'm gonna watch it right now.
I'm gonna watch it right now. All right. Well,
So,
that's all there is. There's really no news.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for listening. And if this podcast did not make you want to watch our fucking Twitch streams, then I don't know what will.
Sorry, can't help you there. There's always like.
I'm sorry if I heard this podcast, if I just stumbled across it on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or any of your favorite podcasting apps, I'd want to watch my stream right away. Just saying.
Yeah, and if you don't like us, there's always a Linity for you. You know.
Oh, got him. We didn't even talk about that. I'm not. No, Chinese food's coming.
No,
Sorry.
it's great. You can always. It's great. You can go watch somebody that has no talent whatsoever do stuff with a pretty face and never get punished for stupid shit that I don't care about. Because guess what? I don't care about her cat. Fuck her cat. How about that?
Her cat's fine. Cat's fine. Trust me. I own two
cats. Her cat's fine, but I don't care about her cat. Big surprise. I don't give a fuck about other people's cat. Yeah, okay, I get it. You can't just have people abusing animals on stream. But guess what? Here's the best part about it. There are already laws in place to punish people if they abuse animals.
Look, if you own a cat, if you've ever owned a cat and you haven't thrown one of them at some point, then something's wrong with you.
It's not even the big point to that I'll say in my bit with Alinity is I think she's a pretty girl, obviously. She's probably an 8 out of 10, something like that. Maybe a 7 on certain days. I don't really watch her. I know of her. I've seen some clips of her. I know she's the Copy Strike PewDiePie girl with her slapping down her fucking spaghetti and stuff. I don't have any remorse towards her or regret or sorry, not regret, but anger towards her in any way because of how she does things on Twitch. If I had titties or a pretty face, I'd be doing the same. Unfortunately, I'm a dude and it doesn't work that way because like 4 out of 4 people on Twitch are dudes. So
yeah, we're all disgusting, sweaty, hairy fucking video game players.
So other than like the gay community, which makes up like a 0.1% of the fucking gaming community, I'm not really going to be making it. And if you don't know what I mean, like Dan's Gaming's openly gay and it's not like his whole fucking fan base is gay. So it doesn't.
Yeah, with
really
all these faggots on Twitch, you think there'd be more gay people. Oh!
But here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about her cat. I don't give a fuck about her or her children. That doesn't mean that I want stuff bad to happen to them.
She's got children?
I'm just saying if in general, I don't care about people's children.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean
anyone's children.
That doesn't mean I want bad stuff to happen to them, but I'm not going to cry or lose sleep over something like that. But here's the thing.
This is how you get Gabler to fucking talk about shit. Tell him that we're not going to talk about shit. Sorry,
I'm ending it here. There are already laws in place, and I'm a big anti-SJW type. Whatever, I don't care what you have to say about it. I firmly believe that because there are laws in place to take people down, if there is, we have a system here. Most countries have it, not just the United States, called a court system. And the way it works is if you're accused of a crime, you get taken before the courts. And you plead your case, and people either find you guilty or not. It's supposed to be your peers. It's not supposed to be the government at all, even though we've changed that over the years. Whatever. Fucking George Washington would roll in his grave. But it's supposed to be a jury of your peers for a reason, and by peers, that means people that live in and around your area, not people from like California if you live in New Mexico or some shit. But like, if she has hurt an animal, report her to the authorities. Who gives a fuck what Twitch does? Twitch is not the law. Yes, it's Twitch's platform, but it's not Twitch's place to determine whether or not she is guilty of a crime. That is the United States court system, or whatever fucking country she's in. And I happen to know she's a United States citizen and used some guy to come here because he was stupid enough.
This is why, even though you think you're mad at the double standard that Twitch holds, which you should be, because double standards are bullshit, but the standard for everyone should be, don't break the law on the fucking channel. Short of that, do whatever the fuck you want. They're a platform, not a publisher.
So contact officials like, local pet services in place and tell them, and then she can make her case before the court system with her evidence, yes or no. It's not Twitch's place. It's not Facebook's place. It's not Twitter's place to shut you down. If you break a law or commit a crime, report it to the proper authorities. Stop trying to get these places to shut these people down. And by the way, what you're doing, going after someone's livelihood, is actually illegal. So you might want to slow down a little bit, because all it's going to take is one of these people that's got enough money to come after every one of you fucking people. And they'll do it. It'll happen eventually. Because actually what will happen is they won't come after you. They'll go after Twitch. And then and guess what's going to happen then? Then Twitch isn't going to give a fuck about your opinion. They're only going to give a fuck about the opinion of the creators, which should be the case anyways. But, you would think that the viewers, they should have a little bit of say in things, but you better watch yourself. You're gonna make another YouTube.
Whatever. If the viewers can speak with their money and or viewership.
That's true.
All right.
Stop watching Alinity if you're upset about that shit. And if you are upset about that shit, report it to the proper authorities, not Twitch. It ain't Twitch's fucking business to handle that, unless the law says otherwise. If the law says so, then they can take action. How about that? Faggots?
Live and let live. And don't tread on me and all that bullshit.
Don't tread on me. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, whatever. That's my opinion. I don't like cats. That's my opinion. Whatever. You know what I also don't like? Rats.
I'm a cat person, so you guys who like cats,
I don't like rats,
so totally watch
rats for pets, whatever.
Oh, look at my cat licking his butthole.
I'm a dog person, so
I like dogs too. I just can't have one in my current rental situation.
I'd prefer to have something that obeys me 100% of the time, no matter what, because I got a bit of a complex.
Really? Because I prefer the animals that like just kind of do their own thing. I don't have to fucking worry about them. We went out of town for 4 days. Give them extra food and water. They're fine.
Yeah, but I hate that they piss in that. I hate that the standard for cats is to never train them to go outside and piss and shit. Like, we don't even put collars and leashes on cats. It's like,
well, some people do.
And you can.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, it's possible, but it really heavily depends on the cat's personality. Like, some of them really take to training, and some of them just don't.
That's right. And all dogs take to training.
Yep. They're whores. They'll fucking go up to anyone and be like, "You're the best. No, you're the best. No, you're the best.
Feed me."
Yeah. All right. We really got to end this. I'm sure you got shit to do.
Yeah. Check me out on twitch.tv/TheGabbler, where I promise I'll stream again eventually this month.
When he's
tired,
when he's done rebuilding half his fucking house.
Twitter.com/TGGabbler, TGGABLLER, where I'm trying to make Twitch great again.
Balls. That took balls to say that the way you did.
Brave.
I'm the Night Terror. You can find me on twitch.tv/The Night Terror. Also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I don't do a whole lot on YouTube anymore. Like I was saying, wish I could, but I can't. But there's some good old shit there that you should watch. You can see my entire progression through my content creation career over the last 5 years, starting as the Mad Vapor, doing some shitty fucking Dungeons and Dragons knockoff type of game with this idiot right here and some other friends who don't hang out with us anymore because hey, that's just what happens with people. They just don't like us.
before we completely end it, I'd just like to give a highlight from the Night Terror's Twitter and my Twitter, just to so you understand what you're getting yourself into.
Oh my God! What did I say that you're so impressed by?
He says, "God, I hate weddings. Why aren't you dancing? Why aren't you drinking? Because I don't fucking like those things. I'm going to sit and look at my phone until the earliest acceptable time to leave because this shit is boring as fuck."
I did say that. I was at a wedding.
Here's a highlight. Here's a highlight from mine tweeting at Real Young Crip. Women don't understand how was your day only has a few answers like good, shit, okay, etc. It's not an invitation to running the first draft of your autobiography by me.
What? Say that again?
All right, just forget about it. They
too smart for me. I'm trying to log into Twitter to see this shit. It doesn't remember any of my credentials. It must mean I've been hacked.
You'd have to look at my tweets and replies. I tweet and reply to people all the fucking time. All the time.
The Gabbler. Gablier? No, the Gabbler. Most recent tweet, July 23rd. Deficit Don trending. Color me surprised that you people have no... What do you mean, you people?
You people, black people.
You can't hold the position of more spending and also complain when the other party spends. I mean, you legally can, but it makes you look like a total jackass. And then who replied? Oh, Daniel. Yes, whoever the fuck this guy is.
No principles.
I don't think Democrats, quote, hold the position of more spending, unquote. I think Obama's spending was necessary because he inherited such a poor economy. Trump shouldn't need to add this much to the deficit when the economy is in much better shape.
Can you understand the mentality of somebody like this to in a single breath say, I don't think Democrats hold the position of more spending, and then immediately say, I think Obama's spending was necessary? Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Like, hey, look at this. I just found this credit card. It's maxed out. Let's max it out. Let's add shit to it. Oh, man, it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he married a woman. Hey, it's the equivalent of this. This guy's equivalent argument is like, I found a wife. I found a woman that I love, and I married her, and she has mountains of debt. And so what I did was to fix her debt we took her credit card and put more stuff on it. It's necessary. Also, I'm not a spender. I don't like spending, but I think spending was necessary because there was already spending. Just what I'd expect from a guy with a fucking rainbow flag on his fucking...
Well, you know, you can't really say anything bad back because then you're a homophobe.
I mean, he played himself. I don't feel like anybody that's
smart. Well, if you don't point out the fact and like show your work as to why he played himself, then it's just a never-ending cycle, as we saw from that Facebook comment. I'm trying to fucking respond to a comment intelligently, and this guy is just talking in circles, not fucking explaining anything.
Himself, except for a 45 caliber.
People get to think you're serious one day. They're inciting violence.
I'm not inciting violence. Suicide is not violence.
And yeah, it is. It's also illegal.
Problem solving. It's not illegal in every state.
Well, but context clues, they can tell what state we're in. So.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm directly telling this guy to kill himself. I'm not bullying him into killing himself. I'm just saying it's an option. It's like,
we'll let the courts handle it.
It's like me saying that you can leave the country if you want. I'm not telling you to leave. I'm saying it's an option to leave if you want. It's something you can do legally. In case you didn't know,
play a dangerous game. If we ever get popular, this is all coming back. How meta would that be? Do you remember when you said this would all come back?
Fucking trends. Fortnite World Cup. Trump is a rat. Dusty Depot. White people against racism. Oh, as opposed to not white people. Baltimore strong.
All right. We should really go now.
The only strong thing in Baltimore is the smell of piss on the streets. That was the first tweet when I went to... All right. I'm done.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Check out our Twitch streams. Hopefully we'll be back next Sunday with more podcasting if you'd rather listen instead of watch. But you're crazy. You're crazy if that's you. This is supplemental. The steak and potatoes is the Twitch stream, so go check that out. All right.
Come by and watch us trip over dollars to get nickels. Whatever the fuck that means.
What about nipples? Whatever. Come watch us play Destiny while we shit all over Destiny and explain how Bungie could be doing much better. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Later.